My girlfriend started hinting at marriage, but I think she might be a gold digger.
Oh, she's out there in the mines panning for gold.
Oh, I found some.
What's actually, that's not what you do in the mine. You do that in the river,
You do that in the river, yeah.
not in the mines.
Oh, I found some. Guys, we're almost back. You got 2 days left. It's Thursday. I know it's Thursday.
We're panning for more gold out in Colombia,
Yep.
but we'll be back soon.
Exactly. To the story. Throwaway because she knows my real account. I'm also an Italian and prefer Wario to Mario.
Wait, that's my wow. I almost hit the Wario laugh right there. Wario.
Little background. I've only had 2 long LTRs.
Long travel.
Oh, long-term relationships. Got it.
Yeah, yes.
Long-term relationships before her. My high school girlfriend, whom I was with for 6 years,
Damn.
16 to 22.
Damn.
And my other girlfriend, whom I was with for 4 years, 26 to 30. Both breakups were
Amicable.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Reading Learning Rainbow with Dakota and Riley. That word is amicable.
Dude, honestly, that would help me so much.
Do you think you
If we had the little axolotl, like, teach me how to pronounce and what the definition of the word is.
the dyslexolotl?
The axolotl, dude. We can make that a segment.
Oh, the dyslexolotl segment?
I would love that.
I would too.
Oh, dude. I would learn so much. I would have the whole dictionary memorized.
First, we're going to teach you how to spell dyslexia.
Yep. DAILYSEX.
Dialysex? That's what you just said.
Anyways, both breakups were amicable, no infidelity or shady things happening. They were primarily my fault due to how I prioritized sub passing away / work over them.
Yeah, hey. That was a real leadership type move there to take the blame.
Get the bag, dog. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, what?
He was working all the time. He couldn't
He's like, okay, yeah. My bad.
By the way, this comes from Doc Wario. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So,
Wario.
I'm still friends with my second girlfriend, who is now married to a good man and has 2 kids. In between those relationships and before I met my current girlfriend, I've been keeping things casual. No commitment. I met my current girlfriend 6 months ago at a bar while out with some friends, and as corny as it sounds, it was love at first sight. She was unquestionably the most gorgeous woman I've ever seen. Easily 15 out of 10. We got to talking, went on some amazing dates, and made things official after 1 month. I was just enamored by her sense of humor, how enthusiastic and exciting she was, and always in awe of her beauty. Although we don't have too many interests in common, the chemistry is tremendous, and I've never felt so strongly attached to anyone before.
Sensational.
We already said we loved each other after 4 months in, and I truly believe it. All right. But lately, some things started to bother me, Dakota.
Yes?
When she introduced me to her friends, she bragged about me being a doctor.
Oh.
A Wario doctor.
Why is this a problem? What?
It was seemingly lighthearted, so I laughed. Haha. Wait, do the real one.
Dr. Wario.
And went jokingly bragged about it too. When she introduced me to her parents, she did the same thing, but with a bit more gusto this time. I mean, we already know what's happening. Over the last month and a half, she's been talking more and more about marriage and kiddos. Although we never quite explicitly said that we would get married and have kids. The hints are strong, though.
I don't know, dude. You're in your 30s. You are a doctor. Your name is Wario.
You got a beautiful woman.
You should be expecting whoever you're with to probably. I think it would be more weird to think that people don't want to start settling down in their 30s.
But it's after 4 months, and they haven't really had a conversation about it.
I mean, brother was like love at first sight, 15 out of 10. I'm enamored with her. Maybe think about it.
Yeah, maybe think about it.
Think about it, dude. I know people who got married in 5 days of knowing each other. And by people, I mean one old married couple, and they've been together for like 70 years.
Stop.
Yeah. So think about that.
I would love to do that.
Get married after 5 days?
Yeah. I'm a romantic dude.
Yeah.
I'm a lover boy.
Well, I mean, it's got to really be real.
Gotta be real. Dude, this mic, someone messed this mic up, but.
Yeah, LeBron James, the GOAT. Messed Mike up, dude. Messed up his legacy.
Wow. Okay.
Hey.
Anyways, Michael Jordan.
See, Michael Jordan's kid's not playing in the league. He's getting arrested.
Well, let's not get into who. Mike has lots of kids out there that we don't know about.
Yeah, to be fair, he's got Jimmy Butler and Anthony Edwards. So there's that. Shout out to the basketball heads who are following this, and for everyone else, we're going to get back to the story right now.
Anyways, last week we went to a charity event she was involved in, and every single person she introduced me to that night, she said the same thing. Hello, this is my... Wait. What's a Valley Girl? What's a Valley Girl?
Hi.
Hello. This is my lovely boyfriend,
boyfriend,
and the man I will spend my life with, Doc Wario. He's a cardiologist, you know. I've always been fairly modest about what I do, so it was uncomfortable for me to hear her gush about my job to strangers. I was feeling uncomfortable, but smiled and went along with it so as to not dampen her mood. And the man I will spend my life with part hit me like a speeding truck. She didn't say future husband, but F me. I don't know what her implication was. I love my girlfriend.
I mean, he did know though. He did.
Yeah.
That was a if I know.
Future husband.
Like, F me if I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Future husband, man, I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with. Isn't that the same thing?
She wants to marry. She's trying to lock you down, dude.
Yep.
She thinks you're a catch.
Yep. You know how dogs pee on fire hydrants? You're the fire hydrant.
And brother, it's okay to be like, I'm not ready for that, but like, have the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna be wet for a little bit.
And low-key, it sounds like you've just convinced yourself that that's what you don't want. But the way that you talked about her, it sounds like that's something that you would want.
Dude, low-key, it's probably because she's initiating it and he's not initiating it.
Commitment's just scary.
Well, he probably wants to commit. He wants to do it. He's like, I'm the man. I'm going to ask her to marry me. I should be gushing over her like this.
I think he's more just worried about like, oh my God, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with one woman?
Yeah, there's also one quote, or not one quote, but one theory of the man should love the woman more in order to stay in the relationship for longer. I saw it on TikTok. I don't even understand it.
That's like a red pill theory.
Is that a red pill theory? Okay, got it. I saw it and I was like, what?
I think it's a red pill theory, at least, if I'm thinking of the right
All right,
thing.
if you know what it is, explain it, and I'll come back on Thursday while watching and see what I said. Also, Future Riley, shut up. Shut up. I love my girlfriend, and I did believe prior to all this that I would eventually marry her and have children with her. I didn't expect this to come up 5 effing months in. Now I'm fearing that she's just a little gold digger and is using me as a provider. She moved in after 3 months. Okay, we should have mentioned that part. She moved in after 3 months.
Again, but it's like whirlwind maybe. There are stories where that works. It's not like they're 20, they're in their 30s. You know what I mean? I feel like at this point, I feel like I'm 29, and at this point, if I was with somebody and it's like I knew,
yeah,
I would know.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, we don't have to wait. Let's not wait 3 years before we move in because we're in our 30s. We already know what it's like to live with another person. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But there's no need for us to like, if it is what it is, if it's that real deal, Holyfield type stuff,
Yeah.
then, but it's not always the case.
Not always the case.
I don't know.
I truly hope that isn't the case, but the signs are sure seem to point to it. And if it is that way, I think I'll break up with her. So I'm here to ask, am I overthinking this, or is this the worst true?
You're overthinking.
I pray to God I'm looking too far into it. But now that I'm actually reading what I wrote, this is terrifying. I can't even confront her about this for fear of turning her away from me. I can't accuse her of using me for money and still expect her to stay with me or respect me after that.
All right,
and
brother.
we got a freaking update.
My guy. Can I go? Because I have, dude.
Go for it. I gotta fix this mic, so go for it.
This dude is overthinking. Would you agree?
I think he's considering everything and the possibility of him being locked down or with someone's hitting him, and this is how he's reacting.
Well, I think we've learned that that's not even what he's concerned about. He's talking about the gold digging as being his concern, because he's like, I kind of already wanted to marry this woman, but now she's bringing it up and it's making me think she's a gold digger. It's like, brother, you literally were like, she's perfect. Our personalities are different, but we work and all
but
this.
We're also not there at the party. We don't know how she's gushing over him. Is she like, oh yeah, he's a doctor? Or is like, oh yeah, he's a doctor?
I think if this girl is perfect in every way, and the thing that has you messed up is you're like, what if she just wants me for my money? You file that away. You keep that in mind. You say, I'm gonna keep this at the forefront, because you're right. There's nothing you can go to and press her about. You can't be like, are you a gold digger? It's not like she's going to be like, yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
Even if she was. It's just something you got to stay aware of. And then, I think a good example would be like, imagine that you were this worried about, like, well, what if my wife, like, breaks her arm, like, a couple years into our marriage, and then we have to go to the doctor, and I have to, like, help her with her arm. Like, that's the same, like, kind of, that feels like the same way that you're worrying about whether or not she's a gold digger.
Yeah.
It's like that you can't worry about that. You got to worry about that down the line.
Down the line. Yeah.
Like, if you weren't in love with this woman, I'd be like, yeah, fair. It does seem like she's rushing, but it's like, oh, you called her a 15 out of 10.
15 out of 10.
That's strong.
It's very strong.
That is a strong rating.
Yeah. But we got an update. Update! She's a gold digger.
No! Oh, dang it. Everything I said is pointless.
Down the line. Yeah. I was fairly certain of this before I spoke to her due to a particular comment that argued this point in bullet form. Shout out to user Nation.
Okay.
7-year age gap. Not the biggest, but a 25-year-old retail worker is worlds apart from a 33-year-old cardiologist in many ways.
I don't want to talk down on retail work, but I was not aware the job disparity was that wide.
Yeah.
It's pretty wide.
Few common interests, certainly not a necessity, but often people in relationships share at least some interests. Interests. Gosh, where's the Dyslexiato? Dyslexiato. Short courtship. Again, there's no hard rule about this, but the cohabitation after 3 months is generally frowned upon because neither party really knows what they're getting into. Introduces you as a doctor. I get to introduce you to her parents as the doctor. That would make any parent happy about the situation, but to everyone else, shouldn't it be just my wonderful boyfriend? Oh, and it's probably like, you like me because I'm a doctor, not because I'm me.
Hot doc.
Because I'm Wario.
I got worms in my brain and they won't go.
We're losing them, guys. It's not even that late. We just got here.
Hey.
He's gone.
Sorry. I'm not allowed to be this way.
Income disparity. Again, there's nothing wrong with people from two different economic groups falling in love, but the gap has to be relatively large. No. Hinting at marriage and kids after 6 months. Dude, as much as you don't know her, she doesn't really know you. It's certainly possible that she's just immature, but with everything else. Past relationship history from the comments, having lots of short relationships is, again, not a bad thing in and of itself. But if you guys were to wonder why they were so short, was it the guys? Could it be? But the common denominator is her. Oh, I feel like we're just like kind of slamming on this chick.
Yeah. Is this just a comment?
How many? Okay, one more bullet point, and then I'll share my thoughts. Financial contribution from the comments. She doesn't contribute to your share household. Now, if this was discussed and established beforehand, well, whatever works for you guys. And she works in retail, so she can't be an equal contributor to you. But it seems like you have taken on the provider role as a default without actually talking about it. So all of these things taken together would certainly indicate that she is a gold digger, but I was still wanting to talk it out in the hopes that I could be wrong. Okay, so with all these points that he has here, she just works in retail. She might look at you as a provider and might want to be a stay-at-home mom. I feel like there's a lot of mights, maybes, wills, ifs, and not a lot of, this is how I feel.
Yeah. There's not a
This
lot
is what
of
I want.
open communication going on here. Yeah, and instead of being like, are you a gold digger? You need to ask her like the important questions.
What do you want out of this relationship?
Right.
How many kids do you want? What do you want to do when you grow up? You know, all this kind of stuff.
Would you still love me if I was a worm?
Oh,
You got to make sure you ask that one.
Yeah, you have to ask that one. Would you still love me if I was a tree?
No.
Dang. Ouch.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I would.
On Saturday night, I took her out to dinner at a meh-level restaurant. Also, the way that this guy talks about materialistic things, it's kind of bothering me, not going to lie. Because he's like, it's not about money, it's not about da-da-da-da-da. But
Your cardiologist is showing.
First omen was that she got a bit miffed and asked why we weren't going to an elegant restaurant like we usually do. I said I didn't want to spend hundreds on a meal that night. I could tell she was annoyed.
That's, yeah, red
Okay.
flag, honestly.
Okay. Yeah.
Huge red flag right there.
Yeah, dude. The food at the mediocre restaurant was still great, but she wasn't very happy during the meal. After dinner, we came home and I told her I needed to speak to her about future plans. First, I explained that we needed to spend less on luxuries and save up for retirement and for my other projects. This is also true, as I do intend to retire within the next 20 years, and I'm looking to get into real estate. She was upset about this. Next, I told her I don't have any interest in marrying soon or having kids yet. This wasn't a lie. I truly do not want to get married or have children yet. She got upset again, saying I'm just getting older and soon I won't be able to have a family. Dudes can like have them for a while, right?
Yeah, I think that's more of a lady thing.
That's a lady thing, but too, as a guy, I probably want to have a kid around like 50.
Well, yeah,
at 60, I want to run around and teach them how to play basketball.
Right, exactly. It's like for men, I think it's more like of a you physically don't want to be old to the point where your body is no longer like able to move.
Yeah, true. She said that it's not fair for me to keep stringing her. Wait, she got upset again, saying that I'm just getting older and soon I won't be able to have a family. She said it's not fair to her for me to keep stringing her along without committing. And this caused me to do a double take. What the F? I let her move in with me. I pay all the bills. I buy her tons of crap all the time. And I'm strictly monogamous. What other commitment aside from the fancy wedding is there?
But OP really said like, "What's it? Who? I know you're not talking to me. So who is it? Who is it you're talking to? I guess it's not me. Is there someone behind
this
me?
guy. It's not this guy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's not the guy paying for everything and let you move in.
Not this guy." I told her this, and she was now visibly frustrated. She said she wants marriage and children soon. I told her she can do that with another person since we're not on the same page. She started yelling at me for being an a-hole, So I told her that one day I would marry her, probably within the next 3 to 4 years. I thought this was reasonable enough, but she said she wants marriage now.
Well, dude.
To be Mrs. Dark Wario by this time next year.
Dark Wario.
And I told her that we could definitely get married early, but only if we get a prenup. Ooh, prenup. I'm for a good prenup. Fun fact.
I'm all for this relationship ending, dude. Like, what is like?
Yeah.
She yelled at me, so I told her I'd marry her in like 3 or 4 years. What? You know it's over, right? It's gonna be over.
He's probably like putting it all out. Like this is what it'll look like.
He's like, I'm gonna save for retirement, and I want to own real estate. She's like, oh God, you're so boring, and just marry me and let me have kids.
Yeah.
Give me one of those, Riley. Thank you.
But only if we get a prenup. She flipped out, screaming that I don't trust her and that I think lowly of her. I brought up every point Nation did. I mentioned everything from the income disparity to the astoundingly fast pace of the relationship to her constant parading me around as a doctor. I told her all of those facts, as well as her present behavior proved to me she's a gold digger, and I told her we're done. At this point, she breaks down into tears and is mumbling incoherently. I tell her I'll help her find an apartment and cover expenses for a month. I called her friend, who is on good terms with me, to pick her up. She left soon after without much protest. She's still at her friend's. She's been texting me asking if she can come home. I agreed, and she's coming back tomorrow. I'll serve her the eviction notice tomorrow. I plan to help her search for her affordable housing, and I'm willing to get her on her feet. I know she's a gold digger and doesn't deserve this
Courtesy.
And doesn't deserve this courtesy.
Courtesy.
Help me, chat.
Courtesy.
Help me.
You say courtesy.
And doesn't deserve this courtesy, but the last 5 months have been pretty great, and I feel like it's the least I can do. Eventually, we will phase out into no contact, but please don't you ever go non-contact with us.
There's no reason to.
There's really no reason to. After this one, go to Spotify, go to Apple, look up OK Storytime, and boom, you can be in contact with us. We got stories.
Literally non-stop contact for 48 straight days of full episodes of the podcast.
Just
with
like
stories
this one.
like this.
Yes, please.
48 days.
Don't go no contact. Chat, what are we thinking? Dakota, you got what you wished for.
I mean, at first I was wishing the other way, but once it became clear that she was just she gave me money, then yeah, you don't need that. It's okay. It's better that you didn't marry her.
Yeah. I don't mind. No, that's a rant.
It was the context at the beginning that I was missing.
Yeah.
I was missing that she wasn't his age. She wasn't in her 30s. She's 25. She works retail. Not that I have anything against people who work retail. It's just more that
it's just career-based.
The boxes that you could tick for is this someone who's just making a move based on comfort level and finances and stuff.
Yeah.
You could make that argument then.
Yeah. But the last little bit here, that's it for me. It's sad that things turned out like this, but like a few users pointed out, it's better to end things now than years into the marriage when I have nothing to talk about with her because we share almost no interest. Edit. I'm going to stop responding now. It's unsettling that so many people here are just not defending her gold digging, but justifying and praising it as well. Truly unsettling. Search of a woman who loves me and not my wallet. Wario forever.
Well, hey,
Wario.
I think there's some it just depends on what you want. If a woman wants a situation where she doesn't have to work and she's taken care of, that's her business.
Yeah.
And there are guys out there that want to provide that for people.
Yeah.
However, the flip side of that is also completely fine. Like if you want to maintain your independence and financial in all respects, you know, so to speak, by all means.
Yeah.
There's a match out there for you. You just need to find people who are on the same page.
And find what you want too. I think that's what OP is missing. I don't really know if he knows what he wants yet.
Yeah, I think he was just like, gosh, she's so pretty. 15 out of 10. Oh, she's so pretty.
Whatever you want to do, whatever.
Because at first he was like, we don't really share the same interests, but we get along so well. And then at the rest of the post, he said multiple times how I was like, yeah, we have nothing in common.
Yeah.
We have no. So I think you were looking past that because she's probably kind of hot. Who knows? But that is the end of that story. And we've got another one.
Right now.
Coming right down the pipeline.
Right freaking now. Guys, I'm going to go get a drink.
Get me one.
But I'm going to... You want to...
Get me the juice.
You want the juice? I'm going to need the juice. I'm going to go get us some juice.
Guys, I'm like a
Dakota,
bear.
read some donos and comments.
My back. I'm scratching my back like a bear right now. Do you have the back scratcher? I need you to get it.
I do.
Get it for me. Get it. Oh, it's here? Oh, nice. There's a fork for my back. Why? I don't have any problems with my dermis. Guys, is it uncomfortable to share a back scratcher? My back's not nasty. My back is fine. My back's just a little itchy. Just a little dry, maybe. The first ever back scratching footage for OK Storytime. Oh yeah. Oh, that's getting it. Oh, that's getting it right there. Yep. Yep, won't need that. Won't need that again. Yeah, I don't see anything acutely wrong on here. You know, there's nothing. Maybe I can go in from the underside. Go in. Oh, he just walked back in. He's upset. Guys, tell him how it's not that big. What do you mean? Wait, did you use this on your back? Yeah. So yeah, did you notice how I wasn't like, ew, gross, Riley, your disgusting back touched this thing?
Okay,
I feel offended.
Would you share toenail clippers? Yes or no?
Shake my hand.
Would you share?
Shake my hand.
Would you share toenail clippers?
You just shook hands with my toenail clippers.
Okay.
I use my hands.
Oh my gosh.
Because my nails are so brittle.
You don't have a toenail clipper?
Yeah, I wash my hands after.
But you don't have like a
I've used the rippers for like my whole life. I have them, so if it's necessary I'll do it. But a lot of them I can just rip.
Okay, so you don't share your toenail clippers. You physically can't share your toenail clippers.
I mean, I would. It's like I would also share.
You would rip my toenails off if I asked you to.
No, like
okay, so you won't share your toenail clippers.
It's not about that. That's different. That is not what you were asking. That is not what you were asking.
No.
You were not asking me if I would use my fingers to rip your toenails off.
I asked you, would you share your toenail clippers? You were asking me
if I would share the tool.
Yeah, and your tools are your hands.
No, I'm talking about the traditional tool, and yes, I would. I would also let you use my deodorant if you were in a jam. I would also let you use my back scratcher, which, yeah, you've used this, and I wasn't like, you gross, Riley, your dirty, filthy, disgusting back has touched this, which is what I felt like you were saying to me.
I'm sorry.
You said your filthy, gross, dirty back was so gross. I don't even want to touch it again.
I don't know. I have a special bond with it.
You go ahead.
I love back scratchers. Do you have one?
I do now, apparently.
Yes, you do. Got that at
You're not going to use this again?
I might. Let's just read
use it right now.
I'm not going to use it right now. I already have it. I have a new back scratcher.
Use it right now.
I have a new back scratcher.
This is, for us to be okay, I need to see you use this. No, that is not.
We got to read his story, dude.
Improper.
We got to read his story. This is what people came for. This is what people came for.
My God.
I have a new back scratcher.
Riley is
tonight.
no longer my friend.
And I'm going to have it for a week.
Riley, no longer my friend confirmed. Riley,
What?
Riley, my enemy.
What?
Riley, my enemy.
Oh my gosh.
Confirmed.
I just gave you a back scratcher.
More like you were like, you threw it away once I touched it. You're like, oh, you didn't give me anything. You're just like, that's trash now because you've used it. Because you're so gross.
I can't make
Chat,
that
back
comparison.
me up. Chat, everybody shame Riley for
You know what?
shaming
Poll.
me.
Poll. Who's in the right?
You know what? Riley hasn't even seen. Riley, look at my back.
I'm going to make a poll of this.
Riley, look at my back and then tell me if it's gross.
That is very clean. Wow. Wow.
So now who feels foolish?
Wow.
Now who feels like a funny guy, huh?
Dude, that look you had like a baby back. Like that thing was like looked so smooth, bro. Like that thing came right out the womb, dog.
No!
How many years?
You did not!
It looks like a
Oh, come on!
what?
I can't win! I can't win!
I just being.
I
just
show you my
stating
bag
facts.
and you're like, you infant? What are you, some kind of baby man?
It just looks so smooth
What are
and
you,
nice.
some kind of man baby with your baby
Okay,
back?
read.
Jeez, I just gotta do everything.
You want to switch?
Yeah, let's switch seats.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go over there. Ready? Do it smooth. Yes.
Oh, dear God.
Now that we're men.
Dear heavens.
Now that we're men. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Now that we're men.
Read.
I'm sorry everyone's going to yell at me for reading. I got to take a sip of my juice.
Dude, how long has it taken them to read, guys?
Oh, God. First of all,
Guys.
stop the vertical recording.
I will.
Riley.
I'm getting there.
Riley, me telling you how to job, Riley. Secondly, we're in Colombia, so everyone yelling at me,
No, we're not!
I can't even hear them. I can't hear you yelling at me.
I'll yell it for you. Read!
No, I just
Read!
need
I'm
a
reading the
little
comments.
sip
Read
of
now,
juice.
Dakota. Dakota, you're so cute. Oh my gosh, LOL, baby back. That's so funny. Dakota, how can you do that? Dakota, marry me. Guys, okay, stop putting the wet emoji in chat. Chill out. Gosh.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna read now. I'm reading. Okay.
Read it out
wow.
loud. Read it out loud.
I just this one's a doozy.
Ready? I'm ready for it, yeah.
I had an intimate past with two of my girlfriend's friends. I don't know how to tell her. I would tell her with your mouth.
Dakota. Wait.
Like this.
Wait.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I thought you meant like, this is what they liked.
No, not that kind of mouth. No. Okay. Ugh. This all sucks so much. I just found out and I'm low-key freaking out. We've been dating for 3 months and it's been going very well. We try to see each other as much as possible, like 2 to 3 times a week, and we text every day. We just started sleeping together near the end of January, and overall, we are very satisfied with our relationship. And by the way, this comes from user BirdComplete5. And you can submit your own stories over at the r/OK storytime subreddit. So, I don't want to take things too fast, but I definitely see us moving in together in the future. This is my first real romantic relationship, by the way. My girlfriend had a boyfriend 2 years ago, but that's it. I see you, conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it. This boy is overthinking.
Uh-oh.
Guys, don't overthink. We've got 2 overthinkers in a row, except the first person was thinking properly. And his girlfriend did turn out to be a gold digger. But
yeah. Well, this might happen too.
I don't know. I just think the past is the past. Let's live in the present. Yesterday, I came over to her place since we're spending the weekend together. Excuse me. We were just casually talking over dinner, and she started talking about a party that's coming up next week, and if I wanted to come with her as her boyfriend. We are official. We're official. We are official and all that. But we haven't really attended any social events together. and she has only met one of my buddies, and I haven't met any of hers yet. I asked her who was coming to the party, and she told me a few names. She said it would be fun and that her friends could finally meet me. My heart dropped when she mentioned 2 particular names. I'll call them A and B.
Give them names.
Aubrey and Bellatrix Lestrange. No, let's do Aubrey.
No. It has to be 2 syllables.
Aubrey and Boofa.
Boofa. All right, cool.
Cool.
Come on.
Boofa. I'm spelling it like Boufa.
Let's give her a name. Come on.
I like fake names. You come up with a name. I did Aubrey. I had Aubrey like that.
I'm thinking Brittany.
Brittany?
I know. I don't want to do Brittany.
Brittany really?
Beach
it's like we've got a lot of. We've got enough. We've got Brittany's sound off in the chat.
I know. Not Brenda, because that's my grandma's
Brenda.
name.
We're doing Brenda. We're doing Brenda. Okay. Alarm bells were going off. Sorry.
You know what? Eldna. Wait.
No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Your dyslexia. You didn't even get the letters right. What did you get? You say Elda?
Eldna.
Eldna? Okay. Sure. What was it? Bertha?
Yeah, Bertha.
No, what was it? Brenda. Okay. So we've got Aubrey and Brenda. Sorry, folks. Okay. Alarm bells were going off in my head. Both of these friends have pretty rare names. I went through her social media, and sure enough, it's Riley's grandma. About 2 months before I started dating my girlfriend, I started going on Tinder to meet new people. I matched with Aubrey and Brenda, and, well, I may have slept with both of them. In all caps, I lost my virginity to Aubrey. Which makes sense why you're overthinking this.
Yeah.
Aubrey just wanted a one-time thing, but I hooked up 2 more times with Brenda. All right, let's relax.
Yeah, he's getting his numbers in. This guy's
Riley doesn't want to hear this.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this, Grandma. Also, I think this guy's 19 and she's 20.
Yeah, so
he's a 19-year-old.
What we'll get to the comments soon here. Let's keep going. She wanted to keep it going, but around this time, I met my girlfriend for the first time ever, so I broke it off. I'm trying to keep myself cool, calm, and collected, but I'm all over the place. I don't want to meet her friends. She has no clue, but noticed that I was acting weird, and I just told her it was nothing. Mistake. You've made your first mistake. I can't imagine what she will think or do and how extremely awkward it's going to be. Buddy, you just made it 100 times more awkward by lying to her at the top. I want to tell her before she finds out through her friends. I don't even know if the friends know that it's me, assuming she hasn't showed a picture of me. Now that I think of it, I don't think she even has one of me, but still. I really feel like holding this back from her can cause a lot of damage if it eventually, more like inevitably, comes out. I really have no clue how to approach this. I'm lost, and there is an update. Riley, hit us.
You got to tell her. Also, don't really think about it. That's what a gentleman will do. But as a scared little boy that is inside you, and I had this question, you know how awkward it's going to be hanging out in like a basement or like a living room with like her and her friends, and it's just you guys, and you've interacted with them all in the same way.
And you've seen all of them naked.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
You've seen all of them in that birthday suit. That's going to be uncomfortable.
It was just, I don't know how I'd feel about that.
It's not a big deal until now you've lied about it. So now, instead of, you could have just immediately in the future, you should go, I think we've hooked up. Just letting you know. I don't really care, but we've hooked up. I'm with you though. I don't care about it.
I'm with you
But
though.
the fact that you lied is now planting the seed of doubt in your girl's head where it's like, well, why would he lie?
But isn't it
Doesn't that mean
awkward
he still has feelings?
that it's her friends? Like, out of all the friends in the world, it's those 2 friends.
I mean, sure, but like, I
and
don't
you
know.
have to hang out with them at dinner and stuff. and you have to act like
I think
you
it's
haven't
just
seen them in
over
their birthday
time. I
suits.
don't know. As I've gone through my 20s, it's like the friend circles I've been in. It's like people date each other in the circles, and then like sometimes people break up and date someone else, and now you're dating someone that one of your friends used to date. I've never done that, except that I have, and it's not that weird. You just have to be upfront about it. You just have to be like, "Hey, so this isn't weird, right?" And then it's like, "No, it's not." Or it's like, yes, it is. And then you move forward with that information instead. But it's a conversation that needs to happen. But at the very least, it's like by lying, you have now set the stage for like, so what do you really feel? And you'll never win that battle.
Yeah, that's true. I just got hit with like me ever being in that situation. And I was like, well, for me to be in that situation, I'd have to. Then I got sad. I think that's what overwhelmed me. I know it's like silly, but I was like, that's when I was freaking out.
Riley had like a 5-second like hypothetical situation where he might not be dating his girlfriend. He got sad.
But I'm right beside of her right now, so I feel fine.
He's in Colombia with his girlfriend currently.
Yes.
So cry for us now, though.
You're fine.
Give me a tear.
I almost did. It was close.
Give me a tear. I cried yesterday.
On stream?
I had the liquid, but it wouldn't fall.
Wow.
But at one point, I rubbed my eyes and I tried to show stream.
Yeah. Well, the emotion's gone. I don't cry in public anymore.
Well, this is just me and you. This is private.
But this was going to be on public.
No.
This is going to be a public live stream.
Everyone turn off your cameras.
I can't cry on command.
Everybody turn off the stream. All right, we're alone.
That's the best I can do. I view my girls here like.
I do. That's what I've been hearing in Colombia.
Oh God. Please be on the other side of the mansion, please.
Okay. Not actually a bad crying noise.
Yeah,
I think I've made that sound when I've cried before.
Sobbing. It's more of a sobbing noise than crying.
It's more just like a post-crying, like. Okay, update. There's an update. God, they're like, please stay in Colombia. So after some thinking and gathering a lot of courage, I told my girlfriend we needed to talk. She was pretty confused and already knew something was up because she notices that kind of stuff. Because she's a human being. I started off with saying that she means a lot to me and that I love her. I don't know if this was too soon or not, but it seemed like a good time in the moment. She immediately told me that she loved me too, and we hugged, and it felt pretty dang good.
Dang, that's kind of early too.
It is early. I wonder what it's going to be like juxtaposing that with now being like, by the way, I know I love you. I've also hooked up with 2 of your friends.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's like, well, let's find out.
Would you want to say that after or before?
I think separate things entirely.
Really?
Just separate moments.
Well, one of them will have to happen after or before.
Just separate them. You
can't separate time.
Do not have those
line up separate
back to
chronological
back.
order.
You cannot be like, by the way, I love you, and also I made love to your friends. That's not how that works. You should not.
But in a way, show me your friends, and I'll show you who you are. So if I hook up with your friends,
all right,
if I hook
go
up
write
with your
a
friends,
book about it.
I know how to hook up with you.
Write a book. Write a book about it and sell it to all the lonely men who need it. Okay. So, told her I love her. I told her that I had something important to tell her and that it would probably hurt, but to please hear me out. She looked pretty concerned at this point, but I carried on. I said that prior to meeting her, I had some encounters with her friends, Aubrey and Brenda, but that it's in the past now. She didn't understand and looked even more confused. And I got embarrassed as all get out, but I told her straight up that I had met both of them through Tinder and that we did some stuff. Some stuff with our stuff.
And it wasn't the Holy Bible.
She looked at me in disbelief and stammered a bit and asked me if I was joking. Unfortunately, I wasn't. And I carefully explained to her what happened. And she went quiet again and just looked at me. I noticed she was on the verge of crying, so I hugged her and she burst out in tears. She hugged me very tight and it honestly broke my heart. I felt so terrible. I held her for a long time, and eventually she calmed down and asked for the details.
So, like, how did Aubrey, like...
So, like...
I can't even ask.
So, like...
I will never ask any other human questions like that.
So, like... Can you, like, tell me all the stuff that's going to hurt my feelings the most? Can you, like... Just, like, maybe tell me, like, that they're better than me? Like... But see, now, this is the thing. If you would just immediately, right out of the gate, as soon as you heard their names, we're like, oh my God. Wow, I can't... Okay, I need to tell you something right now.
Well, maybe he needed to
because now you've made it this big thing.
I think he's going about it the right way. There's 100 different ways you can get to this destination. This is probably not the quickest. That's the quickest. He probably was trying to do the safest.
But I feel like by doing the safest... You create the most, like, she's like crying and distraught, and
she's gonna be crying and distraught either way.
I feel like if you prime it right, dude, it's different. I feel like because this is also
he's not an experienced driver. He's not an experienced driver like you.
But that's why we're saying this.
Okay. This is why we're saying it. But as an inexperienced driver, taking the safe
route,
not bad.
As if I was 19, I would also be in the exact same position as this guy. If in fact. I've literally been in this position before, but it's like not with friends, but it was more just like in my early adulthood, I was juggling multiple relationships, and then I cut all of them off for one person.
You've been in this exact same situation.
And I had to tell that one person, I was like, hey, so that one person thought they were basically like the other girl. And I had to tell them, I was like, hey, no, actually, you're the girl. All the other ones are gone now.
Wow. So you've been in this exact same situation.
I've been in a similar situation where it's like, and it was like letting that float for a while made things uncomfortable.
Okay. I'm DMing your grandma now.
You can. I'm sure she'd love to talk to you. Eldna.
I was trying to make that joke. Like, we brought my grandma into this. Now I'm bringing your grandma into this.
We should bring both our grandmas into this.
Dude, it would be kind of cute having both our grandmas on stream.
One comes out on top of the grandma pyramid.
They come out as best friends. You know that.
Oh, of course they would. Okay. So she calmed down eventually and asked for the details. I didn't really want to talk about this, but she really wanted to know, so I gave in. She probably would have found out from her friends anyway, so I told her everything. I doubled down that it meant nothing to me anymore and that I was with her to stay and that I only want her and nobody else. She told me it was okay, but that she needed some time to process it. I told her I would do anything to help her. We ended up cuddling all night and watching some Netflix. Later, she told me how much she appreciated it, so there's that. She got a little bit emotional a few more times the past week, but she handled it like a champ. Made sure to show her that I loved her many times and took her out to dinner. And by the way, we can take you out to dinner on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, because that is where you can find full episodes with stories like this. And all you need to do is search OK Storytime to find them. And then you can take us out to dinner, put us in your ear holes while you eat pasta.
Please, just your ear holes.
While you do laundry, while you clean the house, while you go to work, while you drive, but like put us in a safe way. Listen to us safely while you drive.
And responsible.
And listen to us for 48 days straight.
Wait, question. Have you seen that macaroni, that pasta video?
Which one?
You know what I'm talking about?
I think I do know what you're talking about. And no, I haven't seen it.
You've seen clips of it online.
The rating?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Riley. Okay. So we do have a little bit of story left.
I think
all my young bucks, right? It's normal for people's lives to overlap in ways like that sometimes.
Like noodles.
Like noodles.
Like a bowl of noodles.
Like enoki mushrooms is more.
Like a bowl of noodles, wouldn't you say?
A bowl of noodles is a big scribbly, chumbly mess. What are you talking about?
Okay. What's your noodles?
I say maybe a big steak, like a slab of enoki mushrooms.
Okay.
Do you know what those are?
Yeah.
They're like the little mushrooms that are all bundled together.
Sure.
So it's like
that's the same thing.
No, because the noodles are loose. Anyways, We're taking too much time talking about noodles. It's only weird if you make it weird. Okay? It's normal. You've hooked up with some of her friends. That's fine. It's as long as you don't, you're not trying to hook up with them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The longer you wait, the weirder it gets.
Yeah.
Because the longer you wait, the more you're going to make her think, like, why did he wait? Why didn't he tell me? Did he lie to me? Is he lying to me now?
Yeah.
Like, instead of just being like, hey, funny story that you know them, because I know them too from Tinder. And then it's not weird. And she's probably crying because you just told her that you love her and that she loves you too. And then you were like, and by the way, I hooked up with 2 of your friends.
Ooh.
Like, that is a terrible combo of things to hear back to back. Of course she's going to be distraught. Now she has no idea what to think or feel.
Yeah.
She's like, why is he telling me that he's in love with me and also that he's hooking up with both of my friends?
Yikes.
Like, what's going on here?
And I would probably perceive that all the young bucks out there take the Riley Wilson method and make sure to meet the parents before you ever hook up with anyone.
That is a nice, respectful move. It's
Yeah.
a real recognized real.
What am I getting myself into? Okay, do they even like me? All right. Cool.
Yeah. The Riley's golden rule, temp check on the parents.
Yep.
You know, you're like, do I want to hang out with these people?
Exactly.
All right, so let's
Because you might. Because something
You
might
just
happen.
might
and you
have
might
to hang out
spend
with them.
the rest of your life with them.
Just might. So, something to think about. So the party was yesterday, and that went okay, too. I had no clue. Aubrey had no clue it was me until seeing me, and we were pretty awkward. Brenda had her suspicions and was really cool about it. Ended up talking with her for a great deal of the night, and it was nice to catch up. She handled it way better, and we shared some laughs. Exactly. It's just a laugh is what it should be. Afterwards, my girlfriend told me she would prefer it if I didn't interact too much with Brenda, which is completely understandable. Shouldn't have done that in the first place, but definitely not going to do that again. Overall, I think it went pretty well, and I'm so glad I told her myself. It could have gone way worse. Indeed. Thanks, y'all. Cheers to a happy ending. I feel a strong bond with her for sure. And
I think we're good.
There are some comments. I want this comment about Brenda though. So about Brenda being cool and them talking during the night, right?
Okay.
Man, I hit this part and was just like, no, stop this right now. What are you doing? Luckily, your girlfriend is an absolute champ and was able to hold off until after the party and communicate her feelings with you. Try not to put her in that position again. OP's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like I said in my previous thread, I didn't know any people at the party, and it was mostly my girlfriend's circle of friends. I'm pretty introverted, so I was comfortable talking to her, and she was cool about it. I was pretty dang nervous, so I stayed in my comfort zone, but after a few drinks, I wanted to talk to more people. Also, my girlfriend was part of our conversation most of the time, so I thought it was all cool. Again, this was my bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Smart.
Hey,
smart.
And you know what? In reality, like, you didn't do anything wrong there. I think the only thing, the moment it becomes wrong is once your girlfriend expresses to you how she feels about it.
And you go against
then you just go, all right, no, for sure. Moving forward from here, limited contact, won't be super, I won't be friends with her if you don't want us maintaining a friendship or a relationship like that. That's totally cool.
Yep.
If it is, but if you get along with Brenda so well that she's like your best friend, right? Which is not what the story is, but it's just a hypothetical for the young bucks.
Young bucks.
If you do have a friendship with somebody that you value on a level that is probably greater than the relationship you're in right now, then that's another conversation you make. You say, I'm not actually willing to cut off my best friend for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's okay to make that decision. And it's also okay for them to not be okay with it.
And that's for you, YBs.
Yes.
Please take notes.
Young bucks. But that is the end of that story.
That's it. And I'm going to read you another one. You beautiful
You
darlings.
beautiful babes.
You beautiful.
All our beautiful babies.
You beautiful.
Beautiful babies.
Dude,
Can you
have such a beautiful Dexter voice.
Omelette du fromage.
Yes. Comments. Oh my gosh, Riley, you're the best ever. You're my favorite. Love you. Stop.
Wow. Comments. Oh my God, Riley. Why would you imply Dakota's back is made out of nuclear waste, toxic waste that would poison anything that it touches?
Oh,
that's a great question.
Contrary to that comment, actually, after he then saw it, because he was like the doubtful Thomas, he saw that it was beautiful, and now it was in love with it.
Doubtful Thomas? Don't you dare get biblical with me over there, sir. Sir.
Sorry.
Sir, don't you dare. Sir. Or I'll start talking to you about the mushrooms that Paul ate when he wrote those letters.
Yo.
Did you know that there is actually a lot of evidence now that the root of the sort of Christian legend and the Christian mythos is rooted in psychedelic experience?
Interesting.
Very interesting. And it's in those letters.
Uh-huh.
Paul actually talks about the sort of like elixir or whatever it is.
Interesting.
Where it's
what verse?
It's not in the Bible. It's in the letters that he wrote.
But the letters are in the Bible.
Are all of them?
Corinthians was like, it is a book of the Bible, but it was a letter to the Corinthians church.
I don't know if those were I think he may have been writing more letters.
He probably did. He wrote a lot of letters.
He wrote like letters to another apostle.
Most of the New Testament is from Paul.
Like Paul, I think maybe he was writing to. Well, Peter was the betrayer, right?
No, that's Judas.
Oh no, sorry. I don't know. I need to brush up on it, honestly, but I remember it's like a pretty interesting thing where it's like, yeah, the Holy Spirit, essentially. It's like the Holy Trinity, all this, like, this stuff, like, kind of came from, like, a root in psychedelic experience, which is also something we don't really understand. And I'm not advocating for it, but it is just the nature of our existence and the nature of our consciousness is something that we still don't understand at all.
It's going to be raining all week while we're there, so let's go in the forest, find some mushrooms.
Just fine.
I'll bring my Bible, and we can figure this out together.
That's right. No one's ever had a bad time eating random mushrooms in a strange forest.
Never.
Yeah, don't do that. Do not do that.
Don't do that, Chad.
Do not.
And we're not currently doing it right now, right, guys?
We're not.
Right, guys?
We are not.
Okay, good.
Anyways. I actually have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, now he's gonna go. He's gonna drop it on me. Here, wait.
Can you just start it and TLDR me when I get back?
Let me start it. You give me a little hiya, and then I'll.
Okay.
Ready?
I'll give you a little hiya.
Yep. My girlfriend hid the truth about. Oh, it said, look at having a, and I thought it was saying something else. For some reason, I thought it said the V word.
Havina.
Yeah, I was like, huh? The axolotl. What does that word mean? Havgina. My girlfriend hid the truth about having a son. My girlfriend hid the truth about having a son. I'm reluctant.
Reluctant.
Okay, give me the. How do you say it?
Hey, I'm reluctant.
How do you say it?
Reluctant. No, there's no N. Reluctant. No, there's no N.
Oh my God. Reluctant.
Like luck. Say the word luck.
Luck.
Say
reluctant.
Yes.
Reluctant. Okay. My girlfriend hid the truth about having a son. I'm reluctant.
You said the N. Relunk.
What's another word?
Reluctant.
What's another word than reluctant?
Reluctant.
I can't say it.
Say the word. Say
I tried 4 times.
Say
Luck.
Tint.
Reluctant.
Luck. Tint.
Give me a different
Where's
word.
that N coming from?
I don't know what's reluctant. It's just not working right now.
It's me. I'm freaking.
What's another word?
I'm Riley over here. I'm fucking reluctant. I'm reluctant to give you another word.
Reluctant.
I'm reluctant to give you another word for reluctant.
Please give me another one.
Just say reluctant.
All right, here we go. New title. Here we go.
No. Just say reluctant.
I can't.
You can. I believe in you.
Won't let me.
You say I believe in you.
The dyslexic won't let me.
No, I believe in you.
All right, here we go. This was actually better, so I'm going to say the
dyslexia is just a state of mind. Do not give up.
Fuck. He's right.
Reluctant.
My girlfriend hid the truth about having a son. I don't want to be a dad.
Maybe you can hide the fact that you don't want to be a dad. Never mind. Nope. Redo.
One more time.
Damn,
okay.
dude.
Third take.
I'm reluctant to do this again.
Third take, guys. We're usually better when people are watching us for real.
Yeah, true. When the pressure's on.
Pressure's really on. Okay. My girlfriend hid the truth about having a son, and I don't want to be a dad.
It looks like you're going to have to either step up or step out, buddy.
That's right. Go big or go home.
Go big or go home. Or tell her to hide that baby back where she found it. I mean, not that way. Not back there.
Anyway. Go pee. My girlfriend, Emily, and I have been dating for 6 months now. Go to this one so you can still hear my voice. Oh, no. Okay. He's going to be gone for a while, guys. My girlfriend, Emily, and I have been dating for 6 months now. 2 nights ago, she sat me down and told me that she had something to tell me. Emily said that when she was 16, she was in a rough situation and got pregnant. When her baby was born, her parents had an agreement with Emily's sister that she would raise the baby until Emily had the means to get him back. By the way, this comes from Confused in 00. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So Emily worked hard to graduate, get a job, and have her own apartment. And finally got back in contact with her son. She's been doing weekly visits and has his own room at her place. We mostly either go out or hang out at my place. And while I see her often, she does say she has family stuff if she's busy. Soon he'll be moving in full time, and they're both really excited. In the past, they had done counseling sessions with a child psychologist so that he could come to terms with everything. And according to Emily, he's very well adjusted. They have a good relationship. He's got a clean record, and he is doing very well in school. She asked if I would be willing to meet him the next day because it's her next visit. I said that that was fine. Oh, that was fine? I don't know. If it's 2 months, I get it. You're probably not super crazy about this chick. But, I mean, I don't know. Give some more But I'm a family man. I really can't say anything. A lot of these LA guys around here, Dakota's more of a Missouri kind of guy. But these guys have been here for LA more like 10 years. Or even 3. More than 3. They're built different. They're like, I don't know, just the way they function. Not a fan. Anyways, before I left, she said she didn't want me to feel like she was looking for someone to be her son's dad. She just wanted to be open with me, and since he was such a huge part of her life, it was only fair that I was included because she wants me to be a big part of her life. I asked why she didn't tell me before, and she told me it was because she didn't want to complicate things, and so her son's privacy could be respected. She'd made the mistake of letting people know in too early, and it just hurt them both. I really didn't know how to feel when I left, but everything just felt odd. Yesterday I went over to her house for dinner, and she introduced me to her son. He shook my hand and kept calling me by my last name like I was his teacher. He was very polite and a little shy. Even though he's a pretty stocky guy, he kept trying to hide behind his mom like he was 7. Okay, how old is this guy? I didn't get an age. If someone saw an age, let me know. Actually, wait 1 second. I can probably find the age. I can't find the age. Never mind. I thought I had the means to. I give up. Sorry, chat. We got along really well and talked about how he likes sports, how he is excited to come live with his mom. Nothing too serious, just lighthearted fun. By the time we finished dinner, Emily was upset because it was getting late. She still hadn't done his homework. Okay, real quick, I need to know how old everyone is. Going to the title. Okay, she's 29 and he's 13. So this kid's 13 years old. Okay. They argued a bit, but it was all very light, and she was really nice. He struggled a little with his math, so I stepped in to help. We talked about how he wanted to do something regarding science when he was older, and Emily piped up saying that I could work in STEM. He got really excited about that, then bummed again when Emily made him do his English homework. Overall, they had a really good dynamic. When I first came into the apartment, he was shy enough to just be mumbling to his mom. and she didn't force him to talk or yell at him. What? She didn't force him to talk or yell at him. Okay, or she didn't yell at him. She just let him cling onto her and mumbled until he was comfortable. Emily gushed about how good he is at sports and said that not only does Emily come to every game, but she always cheers the loudest for him. After he went to bed, Emily said she was really happy about how things went, and she was glad that we got along so well, and I agreed, and we left it at that. Okay, so it was a good experience. I wish in this moment I was a dad. I wish Dad Riley was here right now so he could give me his wisdom about what to think and what to do in this scenario. But I'm going to pretend I'm Dad Riley. Hello, I'm Dad Riley. Dad Riley thinks. Dad Riley caveman. Dad Riley caveman. I think as Dad Riley takes his time. You were going to be becoming a parental figure, and it's being like taking the role as Spider-Man, because Spider-Man didn't have the choice, but you now have the choice to step in and become a parent, like a good, solid force and a good influence on this child's life. And you have to make a decision if you're ready for that or not. It's not the path for everyone, but if you're up for it and you could do it well, dude, it will be a great payoff. But I think you got to sit and ponder about that. And I think we're about to peep into his mind, but that's what I would be worried about in this moment. Seeing Emily last night made me realize that I really do love her, and I'd really be excited to have kids with her. I just don't know if I want this kid. Dad Riley is getting angry. He's a nice kid, and we get along really well, but I don't want to feel like a stepfather. There's just something unique to have raised your own kids and seeing them from day one. There's a lot of baggage involved, even though both of them have tried to work it out. I feel like it'll just keep rising up, but I do like Emily, and her son is a nice guy. I just don't know if I'm ready to enter into it all. Am I wrong in feeling apprehensive? How can I communicate this to Emily? What's a good plan to proceed? We got an update. I don't know. I understand where you're coming at with like raising your own kids with someone. I'm in the bucket is if you want to have kids with someone, you got to start with where they are, even if they have kids. And you have to figure out that dynamic with them, because then it will help you whenever you have kids with them. I feel like you got to start with this. I don't know, but I've never been a step parent. I've never had to step into a family where they already have kids. I've never had to be into a family where they already have brothers, and I have to figure out how to fit in as a brother. It's the closest I have to that. Guys, what do you think? Everyone stop listening to me and read some of the comments, because everyone's making good points. Okay. We now listened. Now I'm going into the update. I read the comments here and took a lot of them to heart. I also wanted to hear her side of the story, so I texted and asked if she was up to it and if we wanted to get coffee. She responded that her son was feeling really needy and she wanted to spend time with him, but if I was willing to come over, she had a coffee maker. I told her it was about her son. She said it was okay. He could go to his room for a little bit and we could talk on her terrace. So I came over, she made a good cup of coffee, and we hung out awkwardly for a moment before I asked her why she lied to me. After getting her master's, Emily started getting involved with her son and with a new guy. On their first date, she told him she had a son, and apparently he posed a threat to her son's safety, and it almost caused her sister to completely ban her from visiting. Oh, yikes. Emily said it mattered too much to her to let it happen again, and she's been trying to give herself a time period where she can figure out if someone's safe to be around him or not. She said she waited too long, and she apologized sincerely. Okay, so knowing that context, that changes the whole game, and as this guy, I would be so much more understanding. Could you move that mic over a little bit? Guys, we got Dakota back.
Yeah, so would I. I would also be that way.
Thank
yes,
you.
I would.
And I'll give you TLDR after I finish this thought. But after learning this information, I would be like, okay, I now see through the lens you're seeing through, and I agree with you. I think it is for the child's safety. Quick TLDR, this guy's 30. He's with a 30-year-old. This chick had a son when she was 16. She now, after 2 months of dating, she told him, hey, I got a kid. And he's like, oh, interesting. Can you come over, meet him? He's meeting him. Everything went fine. But now he's like curious. Why did you wait 2 months to tell me?
2 months is a long time to wait.
Yes. Turns out she told someone too soon, like on their first date. And then that guy turned around, threatened her son's life. And
what?
Yeah, crazy. And so she gave her son to her sister to take care. Since she was 16, she was like working to get a job, her own place, a room for him.
Why
So
did
then
the
she
guy
could
threaten the kid.
wait. And
Sorry.
so she could raise him. And her sister almost banned her from visiting altogether because of this guy. She didn't touch on the guy threatening the kid's life.
But
She just doesn't want that to happen again because she's like,
So,
one, I want
okay,
to keep
so
my kids safe.
Okay, so it's less about the kid and more about OP. It's more about making sure OP is good enough to bring around the kid.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
So after seeing this lens, it's like, okay, I understand why you waited 2
that does
months.
make sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
She apologized sincerely. I told her I need a little bit more time to think, and then I said bye to her and her son and just went home. I'm still conflicted. Yikes. And we got another update. After just hearing this information, I don't know if I'd be conflicted. I'd probably be like, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, once it's like
For the safety
once
of the
it's
kid.
not like it's like, oh, I was like hoping you'd never find out, or like, oh, like, you know, my concern would be like, oh, so what are you, like a scumbag parent? Because it's like I couldn't date somebody who's like a scumbag to their own kids.
Well, she's not a scumbag. She worked
Right.
really hard.
No, clearly,
Yeah, yeah.
clearly, it's the opposite of all of that.
Yeah.
From what you described, so I would, you know, I think maybe that's a file it away type of moment. Clearly, she kept her kid from you for 2 months.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of an omission. I wouldn't know if I'd call that a straight up lie. If you'd asked her and been like, do you have kids? And she said no, then that's one thing.
Yeah.
But she was doing it for a good reason. I don't know.
For her son's safety.
I wouldn't say that's a deal breaker at all. I think the biggest deal breaker is just like whether or not you are someone who could date someone who has a kid.
Yeah. And are you ready to be that parental figure in that child's life?
Can you step up in a way like that? Like,
Update. I'm surprised I remember the password to this account, but I'm back. It's probably been a while. I don't even know how long. I just got all the help and kindness I received, and why not update? I'm still with Emily.
let's go.
I went forward with the idea that Emily and her son are a package deal in mind, and it's kind of been a weird process since. We get along really well, and I've found that I'm lucky to have this kid in my life. He's funny, mature, intelligent, and witty, but at the same time, he's not my kid, and he never will be, and that's something hard to navigate.
I mean, just like think less.
Yeah.
You know?
I did read something that the more you overthink something, it kills the joy of it.
Yeah, truly think less. It's like, why do you think golden retrievers are so happy? Because they're thinking all the time? Nah, they're thinking about, they're in the moment, dude.
Yep.
Think in the moment.
That is true.
He's a good kid. You get along. You got yourself a nice kid.
Yes.
There you go.
It's hard to even describe the feeling of loving this kid and feeling like a dad, but never being and feeling like you can't be one. But I try. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Emily can testify to the tears, but it's so worth it. A few weeks after I found out about him, Emily told me her son was getting picked on because he didn't have a dad to do a father-son activity at school with. I decided to go, sort of just to scope out how that sort of felt, kind of thing. The look on his face got rid of every question I've had, every doubt or regret. Emily and I are in counseling. We found out shortly after I posted that Emily is pregnant, and we are twice blessed in that it's twin girls.
Oh.
Whoa.
Well, there's your
Twice
kids
blessed.
right there.
There we go.
Those ones are yours.
Do you want twins?
No, dude.
I might have twins. Because
What do you mean you might have twins?
well, Angelina's mom had twins. I have a family member that had twins.
I got you. So it's more like your odds are high.
Yeah.
I thought it was more like, yeah, I might like buy the twins option
Yeah.
at the store. I might buy the twins.
It's a move. You have to do a move to get twins. You know that, right?
There is no move. There is no move.
All right.
Do not do not do that.
Dude, I can't wait to pick on you so much during this trip. Oh my gosh.
Dude, you won't be able to. I'm gonna be zoned in.
Dude, I'm cooking up
I'm
something.
gonna be zoned in.
I've been cooking up something all morning.
Be on my side
be telling
quest type.
Anyways, sorry. There were a lot of emotions, and we both knew that. It was a weird situation.
Okay.
And we haven't been dating that long. So we went to see a counselor. Sometimes Emily's son joins us, but it's mostly us, learning how to be our best for her son and our daughters and each other. We've been definitely testing each other some days, but with this pregnancy has put a strain on every relationship we have. Her son moved in, and they are stepping on each other's toes. I moved in, and we're all learning our new boundaries and new bonds. And by the way, if you want a new bond or just to keep this bond good and going, go to your favorite freaking podcast platform. Search up OK Storytime. What's waiting there for him, Dakota?
48 days worth of stories for you to spend your time listening to.
Yeah, you could be reading, you could be mopping. Heck, you could be taking your kids to school.
I had a really fun thought yesterday.
Yes.
So since we have 48 days worth
and
of
we
stuff.
have a little bit left of the story.
Yes, we do have a little bit. If we had 48 days worth of stuff, if we have one listener in each state in the United States, the continuous United States, if we have one listener each listen to 1 day worth of podcast, then collectively a group of 48 listeners could listen to the whole podcast in 1 day.
Are you in the top 48? Are you one of the 48?
We should make that the club, the top 48. Top 48, you all listen to 1/48th of the podcast in 1 day.
Day one, what say you?
And then you sit, and then you go
yeah,
into like a book club style meeting.
Yeah.
And
you
discuss,
represent that day.
Yeah, you discuss what you heard.
Yeah.
And then you all switch days.
And then like podcasts that overlap into days, you get to like discuss what the day's touching, like what that means to you. Like, do you own that? Did you separate it? Dude, that would be kind of neat. I like that.
Wouldn't it? I told you I had a thought yesterday.
That would be kind of neat.
Right?
Dude, but day one.
Riley usually doesn't like my thoughts. I mean, well, that's not true.
I just try to outthought you.
Riley likes when my thoughts are on task.
Yeah, really.
That was an off-task thought.
Sam told me to be more vibey.
But he did enjoy it.
He's like, be more vibey. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'll be more vibey. But day one, like, member would just be like, it'll all be just wiener jokes.
From the
like
the
from
early
day
days,
1 to day 10 will just be wiener jokes.
The early days were very full of wiener.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, look at my skills.
It's hard. There's a lot of stupid mistakes.
It's hard.
I regret
Another wiener
now.
joke.
I'll regret more in 5 years. If I had a time machine, my current knowledge, I might have been more careful during the spicy sleep. I might have put distance where I didn't. But for right now, I'm happy to be with my girlfriend and her son, waiting for a little Mila and Lorelei.
What is that?
This is teaching me how to be a good dad, a good partner, and a good human.
Amelia and Lorelei. That was Lorelei.
I'm learning.
I had to know what that name was.
I am learning coping skills for so many things in my life, and I'm just learning how to be okay. The situation.
Okay, story time. Sorry. Okay, now I'm getting. My brain's getting loopy.
Is a lot of. This is a situation a lot of people would shake their heads and say, poor guy. I'm really blessed and I'm really thankful. Thanks for helping me out, everyone. And that is the end of that story.
Poor what?
Yay, poor guy. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, good for you, OP. I'm glad you kind of worked that out. I'm proud. I am proud of you, OP. I'm really
no
proud.
one else is proud of you, we are OP.
We are OP. Dakota, you want to read some donos before I get this next story set up?
Stella. Yes, we can move to an island together, but you have to bring the boat. I don't have a boat. Montana AVS girl, welcome back. We're glad that you've been here. We're glad that you are here. We're glad that you'll be here. It's Brittany Beach. What? Dude, I just did the best Russell Westbrook impression. In that video where he goes, What? What?
That's just Cassandra. Yes, I am having a great time. And thank you, Jello.
Cassandra, we are thinking of you.
And Josephine.
Avery from the Swamps, we're thinking of you. Caitlin Van Campen, we are thinking of you. And we are in Columbia.
There's so many fans' names that just rattle in my head day to day.
Caitlin, Kimberly, Cassandra.
Spiffy
what are all like the C and the K names?
Special Weiner.
Slithy
Tovez. Sorry if we didn't say your name. Maybe you should comment more. Just joking. There's just a lot. I just like seeing people's names. And
Sammy.
Being like, oh my gosh. Sam
Susan.
Sam E.
Susan.
Gosh, there's so many of them. We love you all. Anyways, let's get to the story. Now I feel bad for naming people.
I met someone whose name was Scripella once, and they went by Scraps. And if you're out there seeing this, Scraps, you were cool. You were cool as hell, dude. I wish you the best.
It was a dude?
No, it was not.
Okay.
Sorry for misduding you. Okay. What's up, Scraps? My friend's broke boyfriend gave me an expensive birthday gift. I gave it right back.
This is too expensive for me.
Excuse me, I know that you live on Broke Island, so, wherever you got this, go put it back. Broke boy.
Hi, everyone. Last week, I celebrated my birthday with my friend group. We're all fairly close, and whilst we never discussed presents or gifts explicitly, we all kind of naturally fell into an unspoken pattern around what kind of birthday gifts we give to each other. We do gift, but they're usually in the 10 to 40 euro range. By the way, this comes from Beneficial Hall 5320. God bless me. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the ROK Storytime subreddit. So, think things like maybe a book or a voucher for theater tickets, maybe a nice little bottle of wine, that kind of stuff. We're all young professionals or grad students, and that just fits our general income level. A good friend of mine brought her boyfriend to the party, and he gave me a gift of his own, separate from my friends. Without going into too much detail, it was a small object that had a very thoughtful connection to a trip I took in winter. I was genuinely very thankful for the gift and thought it was lovely. Oh, I have assaulted myself with the microphone. However, when I unpacked said item at home, something about it just caught my eye. Certain parts of the item that I would have expected to be made of glass didn't look like glass. I ended up Googling the maker's mark on the bottom and found the exact same item online for the price of 750 euros.
Oh boy, they either bought it or they got it in a non-legal way. Or it got gifted to them and they didn't know how much it cost and they gifted it to someone else.
I'm going to go ahead and suspect crime.
Crime.
I'm going to suspect crime. Now, It'd be one thing if this guy was a trust fund kid for whom that kind of money was just peanuts. I'd still feel uncomfortable, but at least there'd be some logic to this. But my friend's relationship with this guy already has massive problems, which are largely centered around him being underemployed and making her pick up the tab for their shared lifestyle to an undue degree.
Oh, I've been around a couple like that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't that guy, but I did at one point. I made very little money, and I was also very okay with it. You know what I mean?
No.
It wasn't that I was like.
Never. I don't know them. I cannot relate to that.
I just mean in the way where it's like I'm not being
maybe
like,
in school whenever I was like doing
babe,
other things.
Like the meme where you like go up like behind your girlfriend and hug her and you're like, the new Call of Duty just came out. And she's like, go get my purse. Like that was never me.
Oh.
But
I had my girlfriend at Angie get me 1 month of Clash Royale. Like
nice.
A 1 month subscription.
That's how you know she's a keeper.
And then she won't let me do it again. I'm like, babe, look, my friends are on. And she's like, no, it's a scam. I'm like, but please. Please.
I just love how you could easily do that yourself.
I know.
But now you're like, oh, she won't do it. I can't.
I know.
If she won't pay for it, I can't.
It just feels better whenever she does it, not me.
Yeah, it's like when your mom makes you the peanut butter and jelly. It tastes better.
Yeah,
Tastes better when she makes it.
I'm going to play harder at this game, babe. I'm going to get all the perks of this game if you get it.
She's like, oh, great. You're going to spend hours and hours playing a game instead of being with me?
Hear me out.
Hear me out.
I work hard for my money. She's a hard worker. She worked hard for that money. And I have to put, I have to put good to her name.
And
these pants, she got me. I only wear pants she got me from now on.
Good pants. We talked about those pants earlier today. Those are good pants. Those are good pants.
Anyways, she worked hard. Anything she gets me, I'm gonna use to the max.
Cool. I don't think she wants you to max out Clash Royale.
If she gets it, I have to.
Oh, did you max out your?
I didn't know. My Dark Goblin almost.
What?
Dark Goblin.
No, I'm talking about your gift.
Almost. I need one. I can say it. She's
gonna see it later.
I can't say it.
You can't?
No, I got her one. I got her a distracting gift. Actually, she's with me right now. I got her a distracting gift.
Yeah.
And she thinks that was the thing I've been working really hard
on.
And I'm going to give that to her today because it's Valentine's Day. So I'm going to give that to her today. She's going to be like, and then she's going to forget about the other thing. And then whenever we get back, I'm going to do it. But I just have to go on the trip, and then the other thing will be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have like 3 pages left.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Dude, I've been working so hard on it.
See, that's a man who could have just taken 3 pages out, but he's not gonna.
Oh, I'm taking pages out.
No, but I'm saying the 3 pages that are left.
Oh, left, yeah.
It's like you could be the guy who's like, I'm just gonna take these 3 out and make it done.
Yeah.
But you're not. You have a vision and you're sticking to it. You're making good on it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a long segue.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
So, to recap, this guy's a broke boy. But OP just got a $750 ring, and she's like, what? I know from your girlfriend that you're a broke boy, so why are you doing this? We honestly all expect the relationship to fizzle out soon because they obviously aren't compatible in some key aspects. So now I've got this €750 item on my shelf, and I've no clue how to handle this. It feels extremely inappropriate to have this thing. I'd feel uncomfortable accepting this sort of gift from almost anyone I know, but the fact that it's a friend's romantic partner, and I'm attracted to the same gender, and her boyfriend knows, but still, and B, said friend has issues with her partner's handling of his finances, just makes it even worse. It's also a highly specific item that I don't think he'd be likely to just have, so I'm pretty certain he must have bought this for the occasion and be aware of its value. So what do I do? What do I do, Lord? My friend seems to be totally unaware of the value of the item. Do I tell her? Do I contact the boyfriend and ask him what the F he was thinking? How would you handle this? And there are some comments here. Honestly, I would just reach out to the boyfriend.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You're not close to the boyfriend. You're close to the girl than the boyfriend.
Right, but it's like, I think just on principle, it's like, this isn't a thing where it's like he doesn't handle his finances well. Yeah. But like, I'm not going to get in the middle of their relationship when it really doesn't involve me at all. If he's cheating, I'm telling her immediately. If any, but it's like, this is more just like a, hey, like, do you realize that you gave me a 750 euro piece of whatever?
Could be financial cheating. What if OP? What if the girlfriend didn't get anything for this holiday?
Oh, you think he spent her money on it instead of his?
Or accidentally.
But it's like, that's why. So you go to him first. You have that conversation. If it comes to light that he is spending her money, then you go to her.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it'd be maybe making a mess.
I see.
When you don't need to make one.
It could be messy. Okay.
Yet. So we have some comments. Comment phone. 1. I would,
Sorry, could you give me my phone? In case Keon could text me.
Yes. Here you go, sir. Comment number 1. I'd bring it up with your friend. The opposite of what I said. There is a chance that he got a really, really good deal or even a decent knockoff at a lower price. But honestly, if he's bad with money, even something half that price would be pretty inappropriate. Talk to your friend and offer to return the gift if it turns out to have cost as much as you suspect it did. Let them know you are incredibly grateful for his thoughtfulness, but it didn't feel right accepting such a lavish gift and that their company and friendship is all that you ask for. Just be honest about how you feel and let your friend decide how she wants to proceed. Comment 2, that's about $850 US. If your gift is the real deal, that gift is very inappropriate from someone you barely know. What did your friend think about his over-the-top generosity? OP says, my friend seemed to be totally unaware of the value of said object. Heck, I was unaware until I realized something about this thing was off and started Googling. I'm 99% sure the boyfriend must be aware of the value of the item. I see only a very limited chance he accidentally bought a valuable antique from someone who didn't realize what they were selling. I've since resolved to contact her about this mess and am drafting a message to send tonight. Which is strange to me. To me, at least, it's strange. I guess it makes sense, but...
Like the road we said earlier, there's 100 ways to get this destination.
I guess so.
Taking the dirt road.
I guess so. It's like I would just talk. I would get it from the horse's mouth first, you know what I mean? I would ask the boy.
But sometimes you can lead a horse to an interrogation room, but the horse won't talk.
Yeah, but like, that's why you don't make it an interrogation. You just go, hey, I noticed something weird about this. Where did you get it?
Sometimes you take the horse to a coffee shop to just hang out and catch up, but the horse won't.
I don't know. Yeah, I would try to suss it out.
I see.
Anyway, there is an update. Let's go ahead and dive in. So, to summarize my original post, blah, 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 my 26 female friends, 26 female perpetually broke boyfriend, 28 male, gave me a birthday gift, and it was expensive. Theories are to what happened included him not being aware of the value, buying it from someone who didn't know what they were selling, or him trying to somehow hurt his girlfriend or my friend and or trying to hit on me in a bizarre and inappropriate way. I ended up texting my friend and telling her that I had researched the gift and discovered it was worth a very inappropriate amount of money. She was very surprised by the entire situation, especially considering her boyfriend, who is now an ex, but more on that later, is perpetually broke and makes her foot the bill for their shared lifestyle. She came over to my place together. We called him on speakerphone where she demanded some answers. Long story short, he stole it from his own mother.
We were right. We were freaking right.
Oh, scumbag central. Wow.
From his own mom.
Stole it from your own mom.
What?
I don't know where you need to go to fix that kind of behavior. To the
Lord.
To the orc cloud, dude. Is that orc cloud behavior? Can you come back from that? Should we send him to the moon?
Dude, it's not. I don't know.
You stole from your mom. Like what? That's like, that's like pretty low territory.
Yeah, just make them work.
Just to
make him go back to the 1500s.
Just make him work a blue collar 1500s job.
No, yeah,
like stone layer.
I was thinking
castle.
I was thinking like
mover.
He has to pick up the horse poop.
Horse pooper.
Yeah, horse pooper scooper.
Could be. I think there's worse jobs.
That's the worst.
That actually sounds like a pretty great job back then. Can you imagine?
Do you know how big horse poops are?
Yeah, but it's like, you know how many other terrible things were going around back then?
See, I'm trying to keep it PG, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, get back to the story.
There were so many horses with so much poop. So he's still being a bit shady about some details, but we managed to piece together the sequence of events to a satisfactory degree. So my friend was supposed to be coming to my birthday party straight from work. When she left her office, she realized she had forgotten the gift she planned for me, which was a book at home. Since she was already running late and her place is pretty far from both her work and my flat, she chose to text her boyfriend, who was having dinner at his parents' home at the time. She knew he was there and knew his parents lived close to me, so she asked him to just buy a copy of the same book at a bookshop on his way to my place so they'd have a gift. For reasons known only to him, he did not choose this simple, reasonable solution to the we forgot our gift issue. Instead of leaving 5 minutes early to pick up another copy of the book, he chose to grab a random item off his mother's living room shelf without asking her. Which, by the way, guys, people can lie to you. We are aware of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this reads like a big fat lie. I don't know.
I'm not buying it.
I feel like this was premeditated in some way. Right? I don't know. That just reads like a weird lie. He probably does have a crush on OP. He had no idea what it was. He just thought it looked pretty, took it, and stuffed it in a paper bag. He also did not text back my friend or react to her calls, so she reasonably assumed he hadn't read her messages and ended up going back to get the book, which was why they arrived separately with separate gifts. Meanwhile, the boyfriend had unknowingly gifted me not just any antique. No. This item had been passed down to his mother from 3 times great-grandmother. It had been in his family's possession for literal centuries and was the only tangible connection his mother still had to her home country, which incidentally is also my mother's home country, which he wasn't aware of, meaning that what I thought was a thoughtful connection to my trip was a total coincidence. He had no idea of the item's cultural significance.
What?
How are you going to steal?
What?
You steal from your mom, not only just, that's already bad, you steal something that's been in your own family for over 100 years, and you just shove it in a paper bag and give it away.
What?
Instead of going to the bookstore.
And getting a book. You know what? You could
OP's
even...
friend's boyfriend just hates books.
Yeah, you could have just, like, shoplifted a book, too.
He's you, dude.
He's me.
He's you. He hates books.
It's not that I hate books. It's
you
just
hate the
they're
letters
hard
in
to
the
read.
books.
Yeah, I hate what the books are made of.
Yeah,
I
don't
collect
hate
books.
the words. I hate the letters.
Yeah.
I hate what the words try to trick me into
no,
reading.
I read here and there.
No, I'm sorry, Riley. I'm not implying that you don't read. Riley's a smart fella.
It just sometimes when I
Riley
read,
is
it's
no
not,
fart smeller. He's a smart fella.
it just gets hard to read sometimes. I write a lot.
Does that help?
Yes, helps with my thoughts. Coordinates them.
When are they gonna cure dyslexia, dude? They can just take like a mallet and just give you a little thung on the head.
Yeah.
And then all the words will re-scramble back into place.
Ooh, yeah. I think it's just hard for me to pronounce words. I just have... Dude, what? Just
your reaction to the mallet just being like, ooh, yeah.
Well, they do it all the time in Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
So it has to work.
And then he goes...
And then it has like a big wart on his head. One day they'll cure it.
So, my friend immediately made him call his mom to fess up to the entire situation. His mother had been running herself ragged trying to figure out where this item disappeared to for days. Obviously, she never suspected thievery and was blaming herself terribly for having lost something this important. The boyfriend actually had the gall to try to convince her not to make her call to his mom. What a scumbag. He wanted to sweep the entire thing under the rug. Of course, we didn't let that happen. His mother came by my place this morning, and I returned the item along with some apologies for not starting investigations immediately and some nice chocolate. We had a lovely conversation about our shared cultural heritage. I assured her that the item had been treated with dignity for the entire time it was in my possession, and we parted ways with a hug. She also told me that my initial estimate of the item's value was incorrect. It's actually worth even more money. It would probably sell for a 4-figure sum at auction.
24,000.
Yeah.
Easily.
And by the way, you know what's in the 4-figure sum?
What's that?
The amount of hours that you can listen to OK Storytime on your podcast platform of choice, whether that is Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube even, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search OK Storytime and you will find it. And that's 48 consecutive days. So let me make sure I did the math right in my head. I did some fast math. I'm pretty sure this is in the 4-figure territory. So we're going to do 24 hours times 48 days. And that is 1,152 hours. So that is 4 figures worth of OK Storytime. We do have a little bit more story here. Let's just go ahead and get into it. We know they broke up.
Yep.
Which is what you do to a scumbag who steals cultural heritage knickknacks from his own mother.
From their mom.
And then goes, no, don't tell her. Let's just...
Please don't. I don't want to call her.
Please help me gaslight my mom.
She's going to be mad.
So, I don't know what she wants to do with her son, but I hope she whoops his butt. My friend, for obvious reasons, broke up with him. Lessons learned, Google suspicious gifts and lock away your sentimental/valuable items when your people you're not entirely sure about come over. The gall of this man. Okay, I remember reading your first post. What was the gift? Why not put us out of our misery and say what it is? Yes, OP. All right. It's super specific, but it's a special kind of religious devotional triptych made, in the case of my particular one, of silver and real effing rubies. They're called travel triptychs and common in my family's home region, though, of course, they aren't usually made of silver and gemstones. I initially grew suspicious because of the maker's mark, saying that it's silver, and specifically saying that it's 800 silver, which is a kind of silver used only up until the 1800s. Modern silverwork uses 925 silver, aka sterling silver. The religious aspect wasn't very meaningful to me, but my family's home city is famous for its silversmithing, and my mother's family were silversmiths. And this item specifically is beautiful. Maybe your family made it. Of course it is. It's $1,000 antique inlaid with rubies. Super specific, but this MFer basically accidentally gave me a gift that would have been, if it had come from someone else, pretty dang amazing.
Wow. Huh.
What a cool thing.
That's pretty cool.
I want to look up travel triptych right now.
He's going to look up travel triptych. I'm not behind the computer desk to look that up. I do not have a keyboard.
But you know what? I'm going to pass you this.
He's going to pass me this.
That was the first story of that episode.
That was the first story of the second episode.
Let's go.
I'm going to now go to the other one as I mumble into it.
Trip.
What do you think it is? I think it's like one of those things that, like, pearls that you have that you hold on to when you pray.
Travel triptych silver rubies. Yeah, it is. It's like
called it.
It's one of these things. Or travel icon. It's one of these.
Oh.
It's one of these. It's like the foldable.
Oh wow. Huh.
And then it folds up.
I guess
literally
they call
just
it a triptych
because there's 3 of them.
That's crazy. Well, it folds up.
Yeah, just snag that off the shelf.
It's like your own little prayer room. You know, you take it wherever you want.
Right, exactly. It's like a little tiny. Yeah, it's a little prayer portrait. That's crazy.
Wow.
What a also a super weird thing to just randomly grab.
Hey, I'm gonna give this to my girlfriend's friend.
Super weird thing to randomly grab. What a freaky guy that guy was.
Yep. You want to hear this freaky story?
Let's get freaky, dude.
I ended a 30-year friendship over a mix.
Over a mix?
I ended it. Can I talk?
I didn't say anything.
You were going to.
It's just I was.
I'm gonna do it now.
I was tricking you.
I'm gonna do it now. I ended a 30-year. Now I feel like you're gonna do it.
I'm in his head. Rent free. I live in his head.
You've always been in my head.
Oh, that's cute.
I ended a 30-year friendship over a missed text.
Doesn't sound like an overreaction to me.
Up until a year ago, I had a long-standing friendship over 30 years with a woman we will call Valerie. Our friendship withstood the test of time, numerous moves, her tremendous
You got it.
Tumultuous childhood, marriage, divorce, and kids. By the way, this comes from Friendish Curry. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit.
Do it.
Her family is next level self-absorbed person I see, and frankly, if we hadn't grown up together, I don't think I would have believed the level of nastiness that people enacted on their youngest daughter and sibling. Because I knew so much about her and her traumas, I forgave her for a lot and made excuses for her more outlandish behavior. But we got along. There were many board game nights. I planned a surprise birthday, baked cakes, went to bonfires, painted miniatures? Miniatures. Painted miniatures.
Wait.
Babysat her daughter. Went on hikes.
Miniatures?
Like mini things.
Yeah. That just
miniatures.
Miniatures.
Miniatures. Yep. Painted miniatures. Babysat her daughter. Went on hikes. Made handbag gifts and more.
I wonder what kind of miniatures. I wonder if they were like D&D or Warhammer. Do you buy the plastic crack? That's what Warhammer.
I print the plastic crap.
Yeah, you do print it.
We spoke nearly every weekday. She knew everything about my life, and I knew everything about hers. We were able to talk about our childhoods in a way that only siblings can understand.
Go ahead. Sawyer, we need you to translate that.
Right now.
What did he say? What did you say?
I said...
You said, get back to work,
Sawyer. Get back on that saw.
Get back where your name says you belong.
Exactly. As time went by, though, some things didn't add up. Valerie is an uber extrovert, the kind of person who thrives on constant attention. She's loud and obnoxious.
I've
everywhere she goes.
I have no idea what that's like.
And it gets worse when she drinks.
That's why I don't drink that much.
Which is often.
I don't drink specifically because when I do get a little drinky, I feel like I'm the most annoying person on earth.
Yeah.
So I don't do it.
I don't do it. Every job she has ever had, all the coworkers eventually loathe her. One job went as far as to not invite her on a work trip that the whole company attended because no one wanted her there, but she did her job well enough that they couldn't find another way to fire her. I also began to notice that Valerie only took my phone calls during the day when she was bored. She never responded to a text or a phone call at night or on the weekend because she was busy hanging out with other people. I live over an hour away. Ooh, so you're kind of the side friend here.
I don't know. I feel like how old are we here? 30s?
Yes.
So it's like I feel like at this point in our lives, like
maybe 40s because their friendship has been 30 years.
I can't imagine putting that much onus on just like texting me back when you literally said like that she's literally doing other things. She's out. She's with other friends.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, she won't text me back. It's like, dude, sometimes I won't text people back for like 4 days. Not on purpose. It just does. It's just how it is. I'll be like, oh, dang, I needed to respond to that. And then I'll do it.
Do you feel like you have to respond to me because like we work together?
No, because there's times where I don't respond to you.
Well, it'll be a day at max.
No, I don't feel obligated to respond to you.
Okay, good. Because you said you give people 4 days.
The timelines, I think, are so, like, I think the whole point of this kind of communication is that it can happen sporadically. It's not like a phone call where it's like, if I call you and then you set down the phone for 5 minutes and come back, I'm going to be like, that was rude.
Yeah.
But if I text you and you don't respond for 3 hours, I'm not going to be like, what a jerk. It's like, it just is, it is what it is.
I look at so many screens while I work. Sometimes I don't respond to people because I don't want to look at my phone.
Dude, I'm ADD. Sometimes I want to respond to people and I just immediately open my phone and my brain goes, and I don't even remember. Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Brother.
What is that?
Brother.
Well, actually, what is it? I thought it was ADHD.
I mean, they're kind of interchangeable. The ADHD is more for like kids that can't sit still at all. And ADD is when your brain is just like, what's over there? Or what's over
That's
here?
what.
Okay.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I feel bad because
ADD
I'm like,
is like, oh,
I'm
squirrel.
like, dude, I'm like, get back on task. But you can't. But okay, that makes so much
bro,
more
that's
sense.
why I am this way.
Oh my god!
I don't just do it because it's like fun. It's like that's how I am. My brain literally just goes bang over there, bang over there, bang over there.
Okay, noted.
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't know that this whole time?
I guess I didn't.
Wow. Hey.
I was just like, this guy just won't shut up.
Yeah, it's true.
I made justifications for this, telling myself that she was being a present friend and that her hanging out in person with people was more important than taking my phone call. But then I also noticed I wasn't being invited on any trips. When she got engaged, she invited 10 people on the trip, including one of my siblings.
Okay, that's pretty bad. That's pretty whack.
Sean. Sorry, I just saw past John walk into the room.
Past John, who's in the present in Colombia.
Yes.
Just walked in.
Just walked
right in.
Oh.
See that?
Aneurysm. Okay.
No, it was your crying noise.
That crying noise sounds a lot. Okay, anyways. The trip ended up being terrible. Okay, but when I noticed I wasn't being invited on any trips, when she got engaged, she invited 10 people on the trip, including one of my siblings. The trip ended up being terrible. Her fault entirely. But the fact that I wasn't even invited really bothered me. She went on numerous beach trips and never invited me to a single one. The same for other special days. In fact, the only thing I was ever invited to was her birthday. But I also let this go because every trip she came back with ridiculous stories and another broken friendship. So I told myself it was a good thing I didn't go, or she knew I wouldn't enjoy it, so she was protecting me somehow. Enter the beginning of our friendship breakup. Valerie suffered a passing of a very young child in January 2024. She was devastated, and my heart hurt for her. After a week of medical complications, she was scheduled to go into the doctor for a DNC. Let us know what that means in the comments. Since her urine analysis was still showing she was preggo. I drove over an hour to her house the day before to spend it with her. We sat and talked while both working remotely as she processed her emotions. I tried to be a listening ear and a soft shoulder to cry on. The next day, she called me and told me that she was still preggo. They thought that she passed away of a young child, a twin. They thought she passing of a young child, a twin. I was shocked and overjoyed. I cried happily, tears with her. Then I went on a 5-day vacation where I purposely disconnected and told everyone I was putting my phone down for a few days. When I got back, I sent her an innocuous complaint about my teenager not getting out of bed again. Sorry, someone's phone started speaking. We didn't give you permission to speak.
Do not talk back.
Thank you.
Talk back!
I hated that.
I don't know why I did that.
Oh,
I
man.
didn't press the button.
That is weird.
Can you hear me?
Anyways, back to it.
What the heck?
This was how we normally communicated, just general back and forth, picking up where we left off. But something had changed in those 5 days. I should state now that all interaction with her from now until we stopped speaking was via Facebook Messenger. She immediately responded and said that I was being rude. How dare I talk about my stuff without asking her how she was? And she was angry that I missed the text from her. Admittedly, I did see that she had sent me a meme of some sort, but I had not opened it or read it. I hopped over, read the text, responded with a laugh emoji. I also apologized and said I was trying to disconnect and wasn't trying to be dismissive. This is when I got an earful from her stating that she didn't feel like I was a good friend because a good friend would be asking her more questions about how she was doing, how pregnancy was going, what color she was going to paint the nursery. Oh, this is narcissistic.
Dude, it's like, where was any of that energy for me? The friend you are chronically excluding from everything. What do you mean? Are you serious?
She's the queen and she's just using all of her pawns.
Yeah, I wanted to say earlier that it's like the reason you're getting invited to the birthdays is probably because you give her a gift. Just a thought. Yeah.
I was a bit confused by this considering she had already had one kid and I didn't do that with the last one because she had told me all that stuff on her own. We would chat and she would tell me how she was going to decorate in purple, names she was considering, trips she was planning. I apologized again and explained that I didn't typically ask a million questions of people because it felt intrusive. And I kind of figured she would tell me things like she always had. But at this point, she refused to accept my apology and started telling me how I was supposed to respond to things, questions I should be asking, how to respond to a text. This is the type of person that every day something bad happens and they always complain about something.
Explaining how to respond to a text is wild.
Yes. I know how English works.
And you know who the common denominator here is because every time she goes out of town, she comes back with one less friend than she left with. One person comes back after going on a trip with her every time and goes, you know what? I'm done with this person.
Yep. And it looks like it's your turn.
It might be your turn, yeah.
I looked back at her texts and noted how often this woman had ignored my text. Again, I apologized and said I didn't mean to be dismissive and just forgot about it. The next day, I received a grainy video. She was having a gender reveal party. I was not invited. At this point, I was pissed. I responded with a meme in the spirit of that missed text when all heck broke loose. She was furious at my response. How dare I respond to something so important so impersonally? When she started telling me that I was supposed to say how, and then she started telling me exactly what I was supposed to say and how I was supposed to say it. I was angry at that. I was angry that this woman who had just picked a fight with me expected me to be happy and excited about an event I wasn't even invited to. Yeah, at this point, what do you have to lose in this friendship?
Nothing. You only have something to gain, which is no longer having a monkey on your back.
Yeah.
That's all this friendship is.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a monkey on your back and it's going, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's banging the drums.
Yikes. I didn't talk to her for 2 weeks. When she reached out again to ask if we were cool, I told her that most definitely we were not. And telling me that I am a bad friend when I clearly have been a very good friend for years. It is crappy. Thank you. It is crap. Thank you.
It is. It's not fun, but it's like, you probably could have done this a lot earlier too. But it's like, I don't know.
You realize things as time goes on.
Exactly. And friends like come and go. And sometimes, I'm trying to think. Trying to think if I've ever had that one friend where
keep thinking.
Have you ever had a friend where everyone's like, why?
Yeah.
But I'm like,
yeah.
I did have one like that in high school.
Yeah.
I had a friend where everyone's like, why?
I refuse.
And I'm like, you don't get it.
Yeah, you don't get it. And I refuse to hang out with people that when I'm done hanging out with them, I'm kind of like, I don't hang out with people like that. I don't spend my time with people like that.
Yeah. I think it's a younger thing. And it wasn't, just trying to not throw this person under the bus.
Throw them.
No.
They're not going to watch this.
Well, it was just like, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like a friend like exploiting me or like excluding me or like being like, it was more just like sometimes their behavior would be like, dude, like, why would you hang out with that person? It's like, well, when they're not just like viciously upset about things, like they're actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like sometimes they would go on a tirade and it would be a little like, okay, dude, let's calm down.
Yeah. That's when she told me that she doesn't think I'm a bad friend. She just feels like I'm a bad friend. She doesn't think it. She just feels it.
Oh, shut up.
Frankly, I didn't understand the difference. Either way, she was accusing me of being a bad friend. Over what? A missed text message? Screw you. And she told me that I wasn't validating her feelings and started sending me articles and videos on what validating someone's feelings looks like. Y'all, I've been a foster parent for 9 years. I could probably teach a class on what validating feelings really looks like, particularly for kids. So it was so condescending. The problem wasn't that I wasn't validating her feelings. It was that I disagreed with her. Finally, I asked if we could please just talk, either on the phone or in person.
Did you just get me like that, dude? I was texting my mom. Why are you doing that? I'm texting my mom about imminently leaving the country. And she was wondering if the package she sent here was received.
I accidentally switched. I accidentally pressed. Oh, oops. Did
you
my
open
bad.
my mom's package?
I didn't. No, I would never open your mother's package.
She sent it here.
Really? When?
7 days ago. It's for Valentine's Day.
Oh, cute.
Which is today. Well, in the future, it's a week ago, but in the present, it's today. And for us who are living in the past on your screen, but in the present, in the future, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. No, I did not receive anything.
Okay.
Sorry, dude. Finally, I asked if we could just please talk, either on the phone or in person. Surely, if she just heard my voice and realized how sorry I was and how ridiculous she was being, we could reconcile. There we go. She refused. She said she needed a record. She said she needed a record of our conversation.
What?
That's when something snapped.
Dude.
The friendship ended for me in that moment.
Yeah.
Was she planning to use this conversation in court? Did she want to throw my words back at me? I was done. That's the last time we spoke. I ended up writing her a letter as a one-ditch effort at the urging of several friends who all wanted things to be rectified because we were so close for so long. Rectified because we were so close for so long. I assume she received it because she sent me a message but deleted it before I saw it. In August, after speaking to my therapist, I decided to unfriend her on all socials. I unfriended her fully because I realized two things. One, the drama she brings into people's lives is not okay, and I have been putting up with it simply because she was my oldest friend, and I would never allow anyone I met today to treat me like the way she does. Two, I didn't miss her. I've missed having someone to talk to daily, but I didn't miss her. I would never choose to be friends with her again. I heard through the grapevine that she was very upset about this. She called in October, but I let it go to voicemail, and she didn't leave a message. Probably just checking to see if I had blocked her. I haven't. I wouldn't have mind talking to her again, but the friendship is over. And after this story, our friendship will not be over. It cannot be over.
It would never. At least for 48 consecutive days, it will not be over.
Do these 3 steps. 1, go to your favorite podcast platform. 2, search up what?
Okay, story time.
3, press play and listen to how many freaking days of content?
48.
Yes, 48.
48.
3 simple ways to still be friends with us. And we have a little bit more. I like
leave your trash friends in the past.
And kind of considering, I like this way of considering what have I like gained, what have I lost.
Right.
You freed up so much more mind space.
Pros and cons, gain and lose. Make a list. Lists can be so helpful.
Yep.
They're helpful for me because I'm the ADD.
Yeah.
So like,
as we've learned,
if I don't write things down, they just turn into fairy dust.
this is true.
So it's like, and also I'll do this thing that's really funny. I've noticed more, and I've fixed this now, where it's like I would go for so long without like folding my laundry, because in my head, it's like it takes 5 hours, like in my head, but like in reality, I know it's like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe, and then it's over. But in my head, I'm like, oh, it's gonna take so long. So then I put it off, and then it really does take 5 days for me to get my laundry done, because I've been like, no, it's gonna take so long. I gotta do something. But I'm doing that less now.
Let's go, guys. That was in the chat for Dakota.
Yeah,
figuring it out.
Small tasks.
That's good.
Just get it done.
That's good, dude.
Just get it done. Just get
Heck
done.
yeah.
Small tasks. Small tasks. Not gonna take that long. It's like time blindness almost.
I have had one other true friendship breakup, but that one was with a relatively new friend.
Wrong thing.
Losing a friend of 30. Okay, sorry, editor. I have only had one other true friendship breakup. That was with a relatively new friend. Losing a friend of 30 years has been hard. Even with all of her drama, she was my friend. We had so many inside jokes. It feels crazy to lose a friend over a missed text and not asking more questions about nursery colors. But my life has been so much calmer without her in it. This is the first time I've shared this in any public way, but it feels good to write out, Valerie, I love you. I don't miss you. I hope you can figure out a way to be a better person so your kids don't have to suffer the way you did.
Dang.
Boom.
Big facts.
Big fackarunos. Valerie,
facts.
be better.
I love you. I don't miss you is a crazy bar.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That is wild.
Yeah. And that's actually a great example of like how to maturely, emotionally compute something like that. It's like, just because you're no longer friends with somebody doesn't mean you have to like hate them and be their absolute enemy.
Yeah.
It just is like, it's that phrase like relationship or like friendship breakups.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's like I don't feel like I've ever really experienced that. Well, actually, I have like maybe once, but I feel like it's more just in the way that like, I feel like when friendships end, or at least when they have in my life, you don't realize that it's happening. I guess I'm thinking of like post high school. Riley has gone to the little boys Tinkle Palace, by the way. But it's like in high school, you know, I had a lot of close friends that I can remember the last time that we hung out, like as a group, all of us, in my buddy's basement. And there was no energy there whatsoever. Like it was like, dang, and this will be the last time we all hang out. It's like, you don't know. You never know. I never knew. I'm sure some people are like, wow, this is the last time. But it's like, we just all hung out and none of us knew it was like the last time we were going to see each other for like, I don't know. There's people I haven't seen for 11 years.
Yeah.
Out of that group that I used to see every week, all the time. And then it's just like, you know, you move into the next phase of your life, and then life just gets in the way of y'all hanging out. I'm sure a lot of us, I mean, I don't live in the same state I grew up in. A lot of them don't. A lot of people
left.
Yeah, a lot of people leave. A lot of people where I'm from, a lot of people from St. Louis, it's like they will leave and they will go do their thing. And then when they like settle down or start a family, they all go back
Interesting.
to St. Louis. Which
Family?
is so weird.
I mean, I kind
To
of want to
me.
go back to North Carolina whenever I start having kids and having a
For your family though, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's more just like the city where it's like, oh, it's familiar. It's like, oh, the schools are all right. It's like, I want my kid to grow up like in a normal place. And it's like, dude, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I don't know
I
if
want
I
my
want my
kid to be like a Hey Arnold kid.
Really
Yeah, like a cool city slicker.
interesting. Yeah.
I
I love Hey Arnold.
want my kid to be able to play the Hey Arnold theme music.
Dude, that's a possibility. And we have the possibility of reading you another story if Dakota can make it happen.
Arnold.
I may need to go to my room for like a solid 10 minutes.
Wow, dude. Way to out yourself. That's crazy.
What?
You just outed yourself, dude.
I need to... Oh.
10 minutes? 10 minutes, bro?
What?
You're exposed. You've been exposed.
No.
Chat, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm messing with you.
Okay.
What did you think I was
I don't know.
I know what you thought I was
I don't know, but I need... Well, Angie's coming over, and I have things in my room that I need to put away before she gets there.
Oh, okay. We'll go.
Okay. I will after this one. It won't take that long.
Go now. Or go... I mean...
Okay, she'll be here around 6-ish. We have time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, we got plenty of time.
Okay.
Sweet.
So...
Thank goodness.
Oh, what just happened? Oh, the screen got so dark.
Oh, traffic is rough.
What just happened? I can't even see.
Double tap it. Double tap the power button.
What? What? I double tapped the power button and now the camera turned on, right?
Let me see it.
Why is it? It's in dark mode. Here we go. Okay, I got it.
Cool.
Okay. Here we go. My friend
Oh,
is...
sorry.
Oh.
All right, we're good now.
I'm sorry for everyone who just had to hear that. My friend is always jealous of my romantic relationships. It ruined our friendship.
We don't have to do everything together.
Jealousy do be doing that.
Yeah.
Doing that dance. This is my first time posting one of these, so I don't really know where to start, so please bear with me. For background information, this individual and I were friends from the ages of 13 and 15. She had just turned 15, I was about to turn 14, and ended our relationship right before I turned 17. We had met at a youth group in my area when I was 12, and I always thought she was cool. By the way, this comes from user NeatImprovement269, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit and submit them there. So, she was funny and invited me into her already established friend group of about 5 people, including herself. She and I were homeschooled, but I went to a group co-op and graduated high school early and did early college. A little overachiever.
You know I did early college, right?
Yeah, because they were just like, we got to get this kid out of here.
Yeah.
Just here, go, get.
Yeah. I got my associates in high school.
You're covered in sawdust.
I graduated with my bachelor's at 20.
That's awesome, actually, for real. On a real level, on a real not joking level.
For you.
Like like not joking, like it's like, oh, the little sawdust boy, get him out of here. There's too much sawdust in the school. We got to get you. You graduate early. You're Yes, I also had a friend who did that. It takes a lot of work. So shout out. This man works hard, folks.
I try.
This man works hard. He works hard. This girl and I clicked from the beginning, but we didn't become friends right away because I started dating someone in that group that she hated. We'll call him Duke. Duke and I were together for a little over a year, and for us being so young, it was the most toxic relationship I've ever been in. That's crazy. I've never heard of young people in toxic relationships.
That happens?
Yeah, that happens? That's crazy.
That.
Oh, you mean that's where it happens like the most all the time? Crazy. He would tell me that certain people were toxic so that he could have me all to himself. You're all mine, little kitten. Looking back on it now, I realize why she hated him. Nevertheless, he left me shattered in a million pieces with no one to comfort me besides my parents as I shared his friend group. Going to youth group was obviously hard as Duke was there and the drama spread like wildfire. Yeah. I was left alone the majority of the night and no one wanted to sit by me because I'd become the depicted crazy ex-girlfriend. Nearing the end of that night, my ex-best friend, Ashley, came up to me to comfort me. I looked at her with tears in my eyes, so she took me to sit in her car where I started bawling to her about my ex-boyfriend situation. From then on, we were besties. We would constantly be at each other's houses and spend the night a lot, and her mom even tutored me in one of my classes as I struggled.
Oh, nice.
The struggle is real. The first 2 years of our friendship were great, but then she started getting weird. She came out to me, which I was like, that's fine. Hey, you do you, boo. But I felt like the best friend things weren't best friend things anymore. Sharing food, holding hands, sometimes in public, sleepovers, cuddles, etc. were starting not to feel like they did before. It felt as if Ashley was putting more meaning behind it. I had made it clear to her that I was and still am straight, and even though she said she knew, it felt like she was hoping I would change my mind or something. Gotta hate that, yeah. I ignored it for a while and slowly started setting silent boundaries. No more sleepovers, cuddling, or hand-holding as I started to become uncomfortable with her behavior. But her and my relationship were still tight. We continued to hang out at each other's house and hang out elsewhere until late at night. One of those nights while we were hanging out, she had asked if I would ever abandon her and leave her for someone else. I then replied, "No way, you're my bestie, but as we get older, I will have more responsibilities and might not be able to hang out with you as much as we do now." She stayed silent and didn't ask me again for a while.
Interesting.
I mean, like, that's real, though. Like, on a real level, it's like you can be 16, you can be 17 and be like, "Are you going to be my bestie forever?" And then you can be like, "Yeah, we're going to be besties for life." But it's like,
but the girlfriend,
it's hard.
Like, Ashley was looking for more than that. She was like, "Or do you see me any way, shape, or form more than this?"
Yeah.
Because Ashley has a crush
clear
on OP.
It's pretty clear, yeah, that there's a non-reciprocated crush going on there.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, best friend from high school, gone. Huge, actually best friend like my whole childhood, gone. Huge, enormous falling out.
We should call him. Call him on right now.
We should call him? No.
We should call him and be like, "Yo, what happened?"
No.
I am
Literally, no, not at all.
I'm Dakota's lawyer. What happened?
Lawyer? No, you're not, because your name's Riley, not lawyer.
I have my brother Sawyer that is going to be your lawyer.
Sawyer the lawyer? Sawyer Lawyer Wilson.
Sawyer the lawyer Wilson.
Sawyer the lawyer. Okay, anyway. Point being is, like, even if you do want to be best friends with someone forever, it's like life gets in the way a lot of times. And then also people can change. I had a friend who changed and we don't talk anymore. Fast forward a few months, there was a dance my ex co-op was hosting that was coming up. I had asked Ashley if she wanted to be my date, so to speak, as I didn't have that many friends and didn't want to show up alone. She's not the party type, but I thought I would ask because she was my best friend. And I thought it was rude not to invite her.
Low-key, gonna be real quick. I don't know if your date was the right choice of words, understanding the situations. I've had girls that were like my friends, and I don't ever use the D word around them.
You
can't do that.
You just call that lunch.
Yeah.
Lounge.
Coffee.
Go to lounge. Okay. Ashley actually declined, but I had already bought my ticket, so I was going anyway. About a week after I bought the ticket, the dance was now a few weeks out, and I reconnected with a friend, Jamal, from the co-op I graduated from several months prior. Excuse me. We reconnected on social media and started DMing back and forth a lot. To be clear, I had a crush on him when we were at school together, but I never did anything because I was with Duke then and decided to be loyal. Ashley noticed I was on my phone texting a lot when we were hanging out and jokingly snatched my phone, asking who I was talking to, and started reading the messages. Yeah, so that's not a joke if she just actually snatches your phone and reads your texts. That's like not a prank. That's not a joke. She did that.
Dude, that was a 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you.
That, oh my God. You don't even know what that meant to me. Thank you.
It means the world to me. It means the world to me that it meant anything to you. Anyways. So yeah, she just started reading my messages, which is, again, not a joke. I asked her to return my phone and explained that it was just an old friend who had reached out. She asked more about Jamal, so I gave her the information she wanted. She told me to be careful that she didn't want another Duke situation to happen to me. I thought it was sweet that she was looking out for me, but unfortunately, that was not the case.
She's trying to keep you to her.
She's trying to pull a little Mrs. Steal Yo girl from yo man before he yo man.
Oh.
Mm.
Yo, man.
What up, Texas fan with yo girl? Coincidentally, Jamal and I were going to the same dance in a few weeks, so naturally I talked to Ashley more and more about him because I was excited and found out I really liked him. However, even though I liked Jamal, Ashley didn't at all.
Wonder why?
That was a nice little bar. Even though I liked Jamal, Ashley did not like him at all. Or no, it's even though I liked Jamal, Ashley, she did not at all.
There we go.
There we go. I got limericks in the bag, dude. When I would bring him up, she would sigh or give me a dirty look. Or would constantly make comments about, we don't need men. And all men are trash. Yeah, you go, girl. Now, I would say many men are trash, but not all.
Yep.
And definitely not Jamal.
Jamal is a gentleman.
Many men are trash, but not all. Most certainly not my man Jamal.
That was good.
Dude.
That was good.
Got them all. I've got it in the bag
Also,
today, dude.
Real quick, at a very young age, I made this saying in my head, saying men take off women's clothes, but a gentleman will take off his lady's clothes. I just thought it was clever.
You're a weird kid.
I know. I was like,
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Like men will take off.
Can't wait. You're gonna have to hit me with that one more time.
I was just like trying to figure out the differences between men and gentlemen.
And gentlemen.
Yeah, gentlemen. And I was like, oh, there's one.
That they're gentle with their clothes.
No, like men will just take off any woman's clothes, like women. But a gentleman will take off his lady's clothes.
Oh, so you learn about monogamy.
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. A gentleman is monogamous more often than not, I would assume. Shout out to all my poly gentlemen out there. Okay. So, Ashley refused to be happy for me in possibly finding a good guy like Jamal. She would say, they always turn on you. That's why I'm attracted to the same gender. Fast forward to the night of the dance. It was a winter formal, and I spent a few months making a dress for this dance. Ooh, talented. It was so pretty, but nothing crazy. I was getting ready on FaceTime with Ashley, and when I put the dress on and asked what she thought, she said, it's all right. Remember, she knew that I had worked hard to make said dress. I decided to do my makeup after putting the dress on. It was white, but put a robe on to ensure I didn't get makeup on it. While doing my makeup, Ashley commented, you should just wear the robe to the dance. You don't need to look good for people that don't matter. And things like that. I laughed it off and told her I had to go because I was meeting with a group to eat before we headed to the dance venue. I finally meet up at the restaurant with Jamal again after not seeing him for a long time. We clicked again, talked to each other for the time there, and generally spent the night at the dance together. We slow danced and talked and just had a great night. There was a time in one of our conversations nearing the end of the night when I didn't know if I would see him again. So I just rushed in with the question, do you like me? We talked for a while, realizing we had the same feelings for each other and became a couple that night.
Oh, wow. Quick with it.
Dang.
They're in high school, right?
Yeah. Leave room for the entire Catholic Church between the two of you, please.
The Old and New Testament.
Coming home excited, I told my parents and FaceTimed Ashley to give her all the details. I see you in the chat. She made it clear she was not that excited for me. She was really dry and said that she had to go to sleep because I have work in the morning. We shared schedules. So she did not have work until mid-afternoon. A couple of weeks later on a call, I was updating her on some fun things in Jamal and I's new relationship. Oh, when she cut me off and said something that caught me off guard. I don't want you to talk to me about Jamal anymore. I'm sorry.
He's literally all you talk about. Like, I'm sure there's something more interesting to talk about than a dumb guy. I'm sorry. I didn't know it made you so uncomfortable. I guess I'll cut it back a bit. Like, he's so ugly, too. He's such a rat.
Bro, dudes do be looking like a rat.
Huh?
Some dudes do be looking like a rat. I could show you one right now.
What animal do I look like?
All right. Here's one.
You realize that's you, right?
No! No!
Too late. Too late,
No!
dude. You got it.
Dang it! I
You
showed
did
him
it.
my phone, and I was hoping to.
Dude, you know that feeling
Man,
when you're
no.
on a fast break, Riley, and there's just no one around you, and you're just going for the slam dunk, and then you realize you just dunked on your own basket. Yeah, that's what you just did.
Who's it?
You just slam dunked on yourself.
Wait, but this guy does look like.
Okay, but anyways,
Wait, this guy. Sorry.
does he? I don't feel like he looks. I feel like he looks like a bear.
Okay, wait.
And that was the Jeremy Allen White or whatever, the guy from The Bear.
Okay, this guy definitely does.
Who is a guy that looks like a rat?
Wait.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Here we go.
Kind of looks radish.
Here we go. This man.
Again, I don't know. I don't see a rat there. I see more like I see some kind of
And
like,
all the comments are gonna be like, "Oh my God, she's my favorite! Don't say that about him."
looks like a rat. I feel like a rat is just a mean way of saying someone looks like a mouse. And I feel like for women sometimes like the mouse looking like a mouse can be a compliment. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, he
like
had
mousy.
it all.
Like who's that girl? Anna de Armas.
Anna de Armas.
Anna de Armas looks like a little mouse girl. She's very cute.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She's got like mousy features.
I could see that.
You
know who else has like mousy features?
No.
Jerry's girlfriend. From Tom and Jerry.
Jerry's girlfriend.
Yeah, from Tom and Jerry. Jerry the mouse. His girlfriend.
I'm in Colombia, guys. But not right now. Right now, I'm here in the room, and I'm gonna finish.
Stuck.
And I'm gonna finish this story. So, the friend goes, like, "Oh my God, your boyfriend's like an ugly little rat man. He's a rat. And I don't really appreciate that you're calling him ugly when you've never seen him in person. Well, he is ugly. I can tell from the picture, and how you're treating me is like you're with Duke all over.
Oh my! Stop comparing him to Duke. What?
I don't even know what to say at this point. And then she goes, "You really need to know exactly who these people are before you make them your boy toy." And I go, "Okay, hang on. You've never met this man, so how can you say it's like Duke all over again?" And I get we have very different ideas of what we find attractive, but the fact that you're calling Jamal ugly is not okay. And even if he was ugly, you keep that to yourself because he treats me right and I'm happy with him. Also, the fact that I can't talk to my best friend about my boyfriend that I'm happy with is crazy. I think we should put our friendship on pause until you're less bitter about Jamal and can be good and can be a good friend regardless of how you feel. Well, when all you talk about is Jamal, it gets really annoying. You always turn your relationships into your whole personality. You did it with Duke, and I'm not better. I'm just annoyed and hurt by you flaunting him and shoving him in my face when I told you how I feel. Are you annoyed and hurt? I thought you said he was ugly and gross. I've done nothing but voice my concerns, and you just ignore them. Well, I'm sorry you don't feel heard when this is the first time you've ever said anything about being uncomfortable with our relationship. And even if you did before, I've always considered what you say because your opinion has always been the most important. But when you pull things like this, I find it difficult to side with you. I think we should take a break from each other for a bit. You know how I feel about friendships. We're either friends or we're not.
and you said you'd never abandon me. Abandonment is one person not knowing the other has left, but you, Ashley, know that I'm leaving.
Yo.
And by the way, you don't ever have to leave us, because there are full episodes with stories like this one. All you have to do is go to your podcast platform of choice and search OK Storytime. Whether it's Spotify, whether it's Apple Podcasts, whether it's YouTube, whether it's iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, just search OK Storytime. And you will find 48 days, which is over 1,100 hours worth of content, of stories that you can listen to. Riley, do you have any thoughts here? We're about to close out the story. Do you have anything to add?
Ashley, I don't want to say she's for the streets, but Ashley has some jealousy issues that she needs to figure out, because she's not treating OP with the utmost respect that friends should receive.
I would go out on a limb, and I'd be willing to wager that there's some kind of like neglect or abandonment issues going on there. The fear of the friend leaving, which, you know, is fair.
I could see that.
But I do think this is, you know,
you gotta support your friends.
These
Come
are
on.
teens. They're also, these are teens. These are
Teenagers.
youngins.
Come
youngins.
on.
They're
High
not
school
used
formal?
to it.
Come on.
Guys, open communication, even at early ages,
early
is
adolescence.
good for a situation like this.
It's good for future you.
You need to go, hey, I feel fine in my relationship, so it makes me feel uncomfortable when you come at me like Jamal's bad. So what are you feeling?
Yes.
How are you really feeling about this? Where are your feelings coming from? We have not talked since that encounter. It's been about a year since all this went down, but I need an opinion. Am I the a-hole for ending a 3-year friendship over a guy? I would say no.
No.
Because honestly, like,
there are probably a lot more red flags.
you know, if this isn't someone you're going to, like, it doesn't sound like a best friend forever type scenario.
Yeah.
And like you're about to graduate, your whole life is about to completely change forever. And a lot of the friendships that we have in that era of our lives do not always transfer over. So it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. I wouldn't beat yourself up about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But in the future, it's like when you have friendships that you want to preserve, it's best to just, you know, have that open conversation about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's that.
That's that. And guys, we got another freaking fracking story for you.
Do we?
Yeah.
I think that's the end of that episode.
Yeah, but we're gonna read.
Yeah. No.
We've only read-
Are we not doing sign-offs?
Not right now.
Oh, that's right, because we're live.
We're live right now.
Oh, look, okay. Read some comments.
Commenter.
Oh my God! How could you say that?
Yeah.
Your comments going crazy. Ezekiel, stop.
Chill out.
Ezekiel, stop telling people that I hate dogs.
Yeah.
Or my grandma's gonna yell at you.
Yeah, your grandma's gonna yell at you, dude.
Every time she does it.
You know,
she's always in the chat.
I know your grandma's gonna
Dakota
watch this.
does not hate dogs.
I know. I love your grandma. I know your grandma's gonna watch this and be like, "I thought he was in Colombia."
No, she's not. No, she
might.
understands.
Does she though? Technology is confusing for
That
some
would be
people.
funny if she was like,
Dude, I have a coworker.
if
not
she
gonna,
texts me in Colombia and she asks, "Wait, I thought you were in Colombia," I'm going to show you.
I will
immediately.
freaking love that. I have a coworker. Not gonna say her name,
Mm.
but she has sometimes difficulties with technology, and I try to help her, but it just doesn't work for her sometimes, and she just really has a hard time with it, and I don't understand, me being a technical guy.
How are you gonna say that?
I just don't know.
We
how.
know who you're talking about,
I'm not gonna say her name.
but we all know who you're talking about.
Anyways,
There's 2 girls that you work with.
but I was with her in the car this morning,
Yeah.
and she was like trying to get up a meeting, and she couldn't, and I was like, just press on the button, and she says it never works, and I just don't. I love her, but sometimes
You know what? There's a flip.
technology just doesn't come easy for some people, which I have to understand.
There's a flip on that.
There's a flip on that.
Yeah,
Because
so-
sometimes I know some people that touch technology and it poops out on them, and I refuse to let them touch my technology because I know the second they touch it, it's gonna go downhill. But that person makes up where she lacks in technology skills. She makes up with personality and wit.
That is. Hey, that's a good turnaround right there. What is our next one, Riley? I see another one here, but it says to save it.
Let me see it. Let me have it.
It's
Give me
2:14.
I got it.
Save for the boys. I don't know about. I
read
feel like
that one.
that's supposed to be on the stream.
We just read that.
Oh, we already did. We just did that one.
We did that one 2 of them ago.
But we didn't want that one on the live.
I got it. I got what we
That I feel like that was supposed to be on the V-Day.
Also, they want to give Alex a break for a story, but I don't think we can help them. Sorry, future Alex right now needs a break. John and I are in meetings right now. Sorry, maybe have him step out. All right, let's do it.
Do you want him to rotate into where I am right now?
I think it's still going to be the same. Sorry, guys, we're talking about something else.
I mean, yeah, it would be the same. It's not like he's really getting a break.
He won't be getting a break.
Yeah, he would just be he would just be rotating more spots.
Yeah. Yep. No. Oh well. Sorry, Alex. Sorry. Ooh. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's crazy.
We could do like a
take a pause.
Chat. You have to decide. Do you have to decide right now? Am I going to go help Alex or not? We'll be waiting for your response.
Oh, I already know what they're gonna vote.
Put up the poll right now. Do I help Alex or not? And I guess we'll wait here for a week. I'm going to have to miss my trip to Colombia now.
Waiting for the results.
Waiting for my results and whether or not I'm going to help Alex. Dang, dude.
Dang.
I hate it. I set myself up for failure.
You really did.
Dang.
He's got it.
Oh, don't help Alex?
Dang. All right, great. Perfect. We're not going to help him. We can't. We physically can't.
Alex is helpless. You know what? We need to help Alex learn how to not spread his viral load all over the place. That's what. No, not like that. The viral load is what it's called, like when you sneeze.
Oh, okay. I've never
like
heard anyone ever
the
say
viral
that
load. Like so you'll
Anyways,
have a
I
higher.
can't
you'll
right
have,
now.
No, now I have to explain because
No,
you made
you
it
can't.
weird.
Anyways,
You have a
my
higher
religious parents.
You have a higher viral load.
Disown me.
I have to explain because you made it sound like I was talking about splooge. Okay.
Go on,
Okay.
Dakota.
You have a higher viral load at the onset of your symptoms and the first 3 to 4 days after you develop symptoms. After that point, the amount of virus in the phlegm and the secretions leaving your body go down, but your viral load is very high at the onset of your illness, which is when you're most contagious.
Thank you. I already knew what you were going to say.
And it had nothing to do with any sort of spicy dancing.
Yep. Also, this one has a bad word in it.
Why don't you say it as loud as you can?
But I can't.
You can't say the Q?
Can't say Q.
We can't?
No, dude.
So
we literally can't even say kicked out on Facebook or they will demonetize us. That's how sensitive Facebook is.
Since Facebook it's circling all the way back into itself where now being not straight is you're not even allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, so that's soft censorship. People want to be like, oh, you can say whatever you want, but if you can't say certain things because all of your money goes away, that's essentially, it's even worse than just like actual censorship.
Yeah.
It's like soft coercion.
Let me think of a word.
I
My
don't
parents
talk that way.
disown me for being.
We should be able to
I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna just say it. You know
every
what?
single word in the LGBTQ like acronym should be able to be said, and right now we can't because robots will take our money away.
All right, here we go.
And we need money to live.
You ready?
I got it, dude.
My religious parents disowned me for being queer, so my brother faked my reconversion.
Oh yeah, I thought you couldn't say that.
I'm just gonna say it. My religious parents disowned me for being queer, so my brother faked my reconversion on social media.
Boom, we love a good finsta. We love a good fakening. Let's go.
I'm straight out.
I heard the word of God. He said, be straight, dude.
Okay. I'm going to make this quick, but there's a lot, and I am freaking the F out. I grew up Jehovah's Witness. If you don't know what Jehovah's Witnesses are, they are extremely conservative to an insane degree. I wasn't even allowed to read Harry Potter, if that makes sense. I also wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter.
I mean, I never got hooked on it. You know,
Yeah.
I tried. I read like part of the first book, and it just like it never bit me. I was a Percy Jackson kid.
I was too. I read the first book. That's where I learned left from right in that book.
What?
Fun fact. Because in the first chapter, whenever they were
they
driving
had you
in the car,
working in this sawmill, huh?
Because in the first chapter, they took a left turn, and I remember, like, as if I was driving a car, taking a left turn.
Like,
and ever since then, it locked.
That's what they told me at the sawmill. You don't need to know left from right. You need to know forward from back. When I say forward, you push that log forward. When I say back, you pull it back. What's all this left and right? You don't need to know that.
You don't need to know that. We're right.
What are you, some sort of college boy talking about left and right? We need forward and back.
Anyways, my parents were not lax. Shut up.
Stop it, Grandpa.
My parents were not lax.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Oh my God. I'm in Colombia right now. I'm at peace. I'm at peace. And my parents were not lax or exceptions for my children type, extremely devoted people. And I'm a lover of men. By the way, this comes from Oh Jesus OF No. And if you want to submit your own stories, please go to r/OKStorytime. So, when I was 16.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I prefer the edit that I came up with instead of lover of men.
What's yours?
Just saying the G in LGBT.
The G in LGBT.
Or the L in LGBT, like just depending.
Because I'm the G in LGBT.
Because I'm the G in LGBT.
When I was 16, I was outed horribly by my sister who found some G in the LGBT corn that I deleted from my computer history. That I didn't delete from my computer history. My family, of course, flipped out and demanded I either seek conversion therapy or get out. Luckily for me, my aunt had also defected,
yeah.
Thank you. From the church. So I was able to move in with her far away.
Nice.
My parents and sister immediately wanted nothing to do with me. But my brother was 6. He was too young to really grasp what was going on and had no phone or social media or anything. So I couldn't contact him. I honestly just assumed he drank the same End is 9 Kool-Aid and never sought him out. Early this year, I got a message from him on Facebook. It was a gigantic apology for not saying goodbye properly. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm telling Keon what to do. What are your thoughts about the Kool-Aid?
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It's never a good idea to drink the Kool-Aid. Unless it's some Kool-Aid you've done a lot of research on. You've come to the conclusion that you would like to drink Kool-Aid by yourself. Don't let someone else convince you that their Kool-Aid is made for you.
And we're back. It was a gigantic apology for not saying goodbye properly. He was 6. And that he really wanted me back in his life. Clicking through his profile, I didn't see any Jehovah's Witness proselytizing like my sister's, just pics of him and his friends being normal teenagers. I was beyond happy. I messaged him back. What does that say? Proselytizing?
I have no idea.
Dang, dude.
Jehovah's Witness proselytizing?
Proselytizing.
I don't know what that means, though.
We FaceTime, cried, caught me up a little bit on his life, and I caught him a little on mine. And from there, we started texting regularly. I am very, very happy about all of this, and he was still living under my parents' roof and was still heavy in the Jehovah's Witness culture.
Okay, so I'm looking it up. This is how it's pronounced.
Sorry,
Because
guys.
I have never heard that word before. Proselytizing.
Got it.
The action of attempting to convert someone from one religion, belief, or opinion to another.
Oh.
So that's what people are. That's what
Evangelist.
they are proselytizing.
Oh, they could just said evangelist.
Yeah, so they're trying to proselytize you at the conversion camp
Gotcha.
into being not G.
Interesting. I'm very, very happy about all this, and he was still living under my parents' roof and was still heavy in Jehovah's Witness culture. I was nervous about this. He always reaffirmed that he only called/texted when he wasn't in the house or around other Jehovah's Witnesses, and reaffirmed that he thought the church was awful. Last week, something weird happened. I got an email from my mother. It was a picture from a recent Dell's trip she had taken with my family and another Jehovah's Witness family. Years of no contact, then this, what the F? I spent days talking this out with my friends before it occurred to me that my brother might have something to do with it. I brought up the email to my brother when I called him yesterday, barely hinting at my suspicion at all, and he unloaded. He had been lying to my parents. He said that I contacted him apologizing and was desperate to get back in contact with the witnesses again, but he was too ashamed. But the punter, he made a fake Instagram account to show them. He plucked all the G-rated pictures from my various social media accounts and filed it in with captions about how devoted I am, how happy I am to refound God's light, etc. He take pictures of me and my best friends, Julie, and added captions like the love of my life, the bride to be, etc. Like, holy crap, that's funny. He seemed already remorseful of this poly, but he was too deep in it now to stop. Now he didn't say as much, but the obvious implication there is that he thought he could get my family back together. But this isn't a effing sitcom or the birdcage. He's catfishing his very emotionally unstable and religious skeptical parents into thinking they're, wow, why? How did that not get censored out? They're G and LGBT. You not see that? They have F word.
Oh, into thinking.
Sorry, guys.
F
Sorry, guys.
slur.
That's
what I would call that.
I did not proofread this.
F slur.
Outcast's son was reconverting. I have no intentions of being in their life ever again, but I'd like to remain in my brother's life, and I don't want this incident to scare him off or sever the small bits of contact we have now. So what do? I will not be contacting my parents, nor will I pretend to be straight. Obviously, I need him to tell him to close the account and stop talking about them to me. But what if something happens? We got a freaking update. That comment didn't have anything to do with OP. Oh, wow.
I mean,
that's crazy.
I think that the way forward is always going to be the level-headed, just hey, I need to talk to you. Just have the hard conversation. Yeah. Say what needs to be said. Say how you feel. Speak your truth. Speak your reality. Make it clear you're like, I don't want to cut you off. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm not even threatening to cut you off. I'm just telling you that I don't want to have to think about these people in my life.
Yeah.
And I want you in my life, my brother. But our parents did me real dirty, so I don't really want to have to talk about them with you.
Thanks.
So it's and I'm sorry if you are coming to me for support, but you're gonna have to, for me, find it somewhere else because it's too much.
Too dang much.
And I think he would. There's
Yeah.
He can either understand that and accept it or not. Yeah. Then it's up to your brother.
Exactly. Update. Thank you all for illuminating your comments. I'm honestly overwhelmed at the response and apologize for not replying to so much. But I'd like to specify my thank you to user/myman for his comment, which suggested that this was not him trying to rope me back in, but him trying to escape the cult. You were exactly right. Today we talked for the first time since our conversation. He took down the Insta after our conversation, which I hadn't noticed at the time of writing the last post, haha. and I gently asked why exactly he did this. He's 15, so he didn't quite have the language to say, I'm being abused and need to leave the Jehovah's Witnesses. What he said instead was that mom and dad are crazy and he's become disillusioned with the cult. He even used the word cult. He still believes in God and wants to explore different sects of Judeo-Christianity. My hometown is a small place in the Midwest, and everyone knows who the Jehovah's Witnesses are. They're like those people. That is true.
I really just quickly have to say that I know that I'm not ragging on you for saying Judeo-Christianity.
What did I say that?
Judeo-Christianity.
Judeo-Christianity.
However, judo is a martial art.
Yeah, I know
and
that.
thinking of Judeo-Christianity, it's pretty hardcore.
Would be pretty hardcore.
Like if Jesus did judo.
He already knew how.
Because judo is the martial arts where you just fight people's clothes. Like you're not really like you're like grabbing their stuff and like get over here. Like which I think Jesus kind of did that sometimes, right? He did it at the market. We've talked about this before.
He flipped tables at the market.
Not after it in the market.
I don't think he actually put hands.
He
on
whipped
anyone.
a couple of people, didn't he?
The only times
He had a.
he didn't. I think he did out of scaring. I don't think he actually hit anyone.
Oh, it was like just like in the air.
Yeah,
Like
get out of here, type stuff. But every time he touched someone, he healed them either from blindness or like put the ear back on. Remember that one?
Dang, Van Gogh could have used that one.
Yeah. Van Gogh. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he cut his ear off.
That's true.
Gave it to somebody as a gift. Jesus probably could have told him not to do that too.
Yeah.
Jesus would have been like, maybe think about getting her like, I don't know.
Maybe work on this art thing. You're doing
Maybe
pretty
a
good at that.
bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, or some
Perfume.
art. Yeah, don't do your
Just
ear.
work on this art thing.
Keep your ear.
Yeah.
The ear is too intense. Ladies, if your man gave you his own ear as a gift, what would your vibe be?
Dude, my girl would just be talking at it forever.
Are we doing red flag or green flag on that? Red flag or green flag for ear?
I don't know. I don't want my girl to talk at me forever.
Yeah, but then you can't even hear it.
Maybe I
Which
do.
that would be the torture.
Guys, actually, I think we're on to something.
To be clear, that would be the greatest torture of all, that I can't hear the swan song of my true love.
Aw, this guy. I'm picking.
Yeah,
I
or
love
whatever.
I love listening to Angie.
Yeah, I mean, or whatever. Yeah.
It's like a 24-hour podcast.
LOL, I don't like my girlfriend. That was our joke. That's the joke we just made.
That's a joke.
But he likes his
hilarious.
girlfriend a lot. I've seen it. I've seen it with my eyes. I've seen it with my eyes.
Yep.
If I scratch you.
We better hurry. I'm going to keep you on task because she's going to be here soon. So he couldn't covertly go to another service without someone recognizing him and getting back to my parents. His motive was pretty much what my man said. He said he wants to visit, hang out, and explore the religions around Chicago. But the only way my parents would allow him to leave town is if they knew exactly where he was, who he was with the whole time, etc. So in his head, propping me up as converted was the only way to make this happen. I told him I was completely uncomfortable with that and that my relationship with his parents are over. He apologized and pretty much already knew the logistical problems. I think this was a very maturing ordeal for him. I established myself as a lifeline. I told him that if it ever gets too much, I will pay for his train ticket and he can stay with me for as long as he likes, even moving in for the remainder of high school. And I mean that. I have enough space, and my aunt will help with the childcare / extra expenses. He seemed apprehensive, but the thoughts out there, and he now seems comfortable enough to vent about the church / my parents and my crazy butt sister directly. As for my parents, I just told him to cold turkey stop talking about me. If they ask, and this was when suggested by Julie, my bride-to-be, he will tell them that I might have refounded Christianity, but I have no intentions to return to the Watchtower, and that he stopped talking to me. Leaving Jehovah's Witnesses for any reasons is grounds for excommunication, and I put my actual Insta on private in case they go looking. They might think I'm not G in the LGBT. Might now have the silver of hope that I'll return to them, but that's honestly not my effing problem. And what's your effing problem is if you go to our freaking podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Search OK Storytime, and there you will find stories that are crazy, just like
That's
this.
right.
Just go over there. We got plenty waiting for you.
What, do you have a problem with us?
Yeah.
Why aren't you going over to do that right now?
Yeah, do it right now. You got a problem with something?
Why aren't you gonna grab your device and search OK Storytime on your podcast platform of choice? There's full episodes.
Yeah, there are 4 episodes.
There's full.
Dakota, what do you think about this?
I think that we've done exactly what was right, which is being like, hey, I know you have your own life and it's not easy living with them, but here's my boundaries. I don't want anything to do with them. They are functionally not my parents anymore.
Yeah.
I think
recognizing
that your brother is probably like trying to like kind of cry out for help a little bit here of like, hey, they suck, and I'm old enough now to where it's sucking for me.
Yeah.
So try to, maybe if you know any resources or have any resources, point him in that direction,
Yeah, exactly.
Be there for him in the way that you can.
Yeah.
Feel comfortable.
Be that lifeline.
Yeah.
This is the last little bit. And for the guys who suggested this was a honeypot, no 15-year-old can act this well. He's so full of love and kindness, and as effed up as his plan was at the end of the day, because he is panicking in a toxic environment. Thank you all. My brother is back in my life, and now I have the means to help him. Thank you. And that is the end of the story. Wow. Dang, that worked out pretty well. Well, not really well. The brother's still figuring it out. He should be good soon, but I'm glad he didn't scare the brother away.
Yeah, that I feel like that was
and OP's 25.
The correct response there. You set your boundaries, you set your intentions. You let him know where you were at. That's all we can do.
And guys,
that's all we can do.
This is our last one of the day. It is a long one. I'm going to hand it off to Dakota.
Wowzers.
Here we freaking go. I hope you guys have enjoyed this.
Me too.
Yeah.
I do hope that you enjoy.
I talked to the boys and I was like, guys, we cannot let them go a week without hanging out. Because if you think about it, okay, I talked to my grandpa. My grandpa has a sawmill. You know about the family sawmill. And I was like, he's like, the sawmill doesn't just provide for the people that work there. It doesn't just provide for me. It provides for everyone. Because when you think about it, we get the logs from loggers. So the log truck people get paid from us, and the employees get paid for us, and then the people that we send it to use that to help out other families. Right. So it's like a thing in the ecosystem, and I feel like that's us.
Yeah, you're not making NFTs. You're making lumber.
We're making lumber, and I feel like that's us because we have a place of a community that you guys, we're a part of your daily schedule. Yeah. Like every day, you guys are like, what are they up to? I'm gonna go check them out on live, and we don't want to leave you hanging. So I made sure to put time out this week so that whenever we left, we wouldn't leave you hanging.
We're vibe curators. That's what we are.
And
we're here trying to promote good vibes.
Yeah.
In some way. Sometimes we talk, and sometimes we tell stories that have a lot of bad vibes.
Yeah.
But we try to find the little outline, the little silver lining, the little glimmer of good vibes somewhere within. Because it's we can acknowledge, hey, life's not always puppy dogs and rainbows.
Yep.
Sometimes we have the bad times, but there is the upswing that comes out of that.
That's true.
And my heart goes out to all of you.
And Dakota, could you please do us the pleasure and give us the last story of the day?
Let's go. My lazy brother has been freeloading for years, so I asked him to move out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's what you do when you've got a freeloader just leeching off of you.
It's time to get a job.
They're just sucking all your vitality, all your nutrients away from you. All your life juice.
I'm about to get more life juice on the trip.
More life.
I'm getting life juice.
More life, more love. All right. I, 28 female, have been reading Am I the A-hole and relationship advice posts for over a month now, and today I decided to make a post and ask strangers how to fix things and if I'm in the wrong. So here we go. My parents got divorced when I was around 13. Oh, so we're going back.
So we're going back to the beginning. Here we go. So just some light context. My parents got divorced when I was 13 because my father, 59, cheated on my mother, 59. I've had no contact with my father for over 10 years. My mother, for some reason, blamed me for their divorce. She used to come to my bed late at night, shook me, and told me I was the cause of her failed marriage. Yikes, that's scary. We never had a good relationship, but this divorce made everything far worse for us. By the way, this comes from user don't know what to say. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit and submit them all there. So, whenever we had a problem, she would say that I'm sick in the head, I'm crazy, I'm mental, and was in urgent need of help. As a 14-year-old kid who did not know better, I actually did seek help and made an appointment with the therapist. The therapist told me that she needed to see my mother too. Good therapist. I don't know what the therapist told my mother, but we never visited her again. Abusers don't like to be told that they're in need of change. Sometimes my mother would tell me that the therapist told her I was crazy and a psychopath, which is a lie. If it was the case, why didn't my mother help me by taking me to the therapist? Isn't that what mothers do? Help their kids? No, she was lying to you. I have a brother, 30 male, who is the golden child, who gets all the nice things and praises and whatnot when we grew up like any other golden child does. I'm not going to bother you with how he is the golden child and I'm the unwanted kid, because that would take forever. Well, you just did it. Good job, OP. My brother and I are university graduates. I studied in a foreign country for post-grad, and last year I came back and started looking for a job in my home country. I wanted to work in the same city where I studied in university, where my long-term boyfriend lives, where all my friends are, and of course, where my mother does not live. While I was looking for a job, my brother offered to help, and I moved in with him. He used to live alone in an old student apartment. I was so grateful that I cleaned the house, prepared our meals, and did the laundry, and in short, pretty much did everything around the house. My long-term boyfriend, 29 male, is good friends with my brother. Boyfriend used to come for dinner every night, and we would hang out. My boyfriend felt responsible for me and brought bags of groceries every day to compensate for what he and I ate. I am a very independent woman and did my best not to become a burden to my brother, both financially and emotionally. After a month during the holidays, my brother went to see our mother while I went with my boyfriend to visit his parents, who are amazing people, by the way. We left a day earlier than my brother and told him specifically to take out the garbage before leaving because we were going to be away for 10 days in the middle of the summer heat. Oh, God.
And the summer heat.
Oh, that's a special kind of stink.
Yeah. Man, the summer heat, I could never.
Especially if this is not in America. I don't know if this is in America.
Oh, yeah.
But air conditioning, I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I know.
Is a uniquely American phenomenon.
Yeah, I've been to Paris.
Yeah, they got nothing over. Like the air conditioning rate in like America is like 90+% of homes. And in like places like Germany and France, it's like you flip it. It's like 9%, 10% of people have an air conditioner.
Oh, yeah,
and everyone else just like is like, what? I open a window.
I open a window and it's fine.
So we arrived a day before, and guess what? He left the trash bin as it is on the counter.
Ooh.
Oh, when I looked at it, I saw all the little crawly goo-gaws swarming around in it. Oh, God. I was cleaning the house and threw the whole bin away. We bought a new trash bin, mind you, and it was the exact same bin with the same color. That's crazy. When the trash is so bad, you have to throw the trash can away.
Yikes.
That's brutal. When my brother came by a day later, I told him what happened. He started yelling, his face red with veins pumping, and walked out on me. He was screaming at me and blamed me for making decisions in his home without asking him first. It was his house, and I did not have the right to throw the bin away. It didn't matter if it was a $2 bin. It was his. I could not believe my ears. I was being yelled at for a trash bin that I replaced. I told him I would do the same if it happens again because it was gross. He then told me to leave his house. I did and moved in with my boyfriend and his roommate. The next day, my mother called me and asked what happened.
She asked these questions, but she never listens. She believes what she wants to believe. Me trying to explain to her my side doesn't mean a thing. So I told her I did not want to talk about what happened. She says, it is your fault. It is his house. You don't have the right to his stuff. He's your brother. You got to obey him. What does he want? All right, bro, here's what I'm going to do now since you're being this way. I am so annoyed by this. I'm going to go get a big heap of rotting meat, and I'm going to make sure that it stays out, and once it's loaded up with maggots again, I'll give it back to you, and then you can go throw it out yourself. Since apparently I was out of line for throwing away your maggot-infested trash bin that costs $2 from, the store.
Wild.
Annoying.
That is really annoying.
So annoying.
It's like, yeah.
Like, what is that? Is that a response? I feel like the response is just because he's embarrassed that he's like, oh yeah, my trash can was full of maggots. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's a power struggle.
Now I'm going to flip this onto you, and actually, I'm not the gross nincompoop who left the maggot-riddled trash. You're actually the jerk for throwing away my trash can. What an idiot. So, whatever. I lived with my boyfriend and his roommate for 5 months. They both are lovely people and never made me feel unwanted even for a second. It was a tough time for me. No house, no job, no money. And not long after, I found an amazing job, and I found an amazing house, and boyfriend and I moved in together. I wanted to help my brother like how he helped me. His house was falling apart. It was old, dirty, and inconvenient, and a pretty expensive place for only one person. I told him that he could live with us for a couple of months, save money, and move into a better place. I told him not to worry about rent and other utilities because we're family, right? This is what families do for each other, right? It was a good call because a week later, our country went crazy with the vid. He moved in with us just in time. My boyfriend and I started buying furniture, a happy lamp there, a little table here. It became our house that we built ourselves. My brother never cooked, cleaned, bought groceries, or offered any help around the house. I felt it was inconvenient, but he was our guest. I was repaying my debt to him. 2 weeks later, I bought a TV for all of us. This is important. My brother became obsessed with this TV. He would watch movies and documentaries and shows all day, every day. Just locked in. Oh, sorry, babe. I can't talk. I'm watching Severance.
That's Severance Day.
I'm watching Severance for the 7th.
Dude, the next episode of Severance comes out tomorrow. Also, we can't even promote shows because that's our competitor now.
Yeah.
If you're not watching us, you're a competitor.
Don't watch anything but us when we're online. We're working from home, so he had all the time in the world. One day, my boyfriend and I were preparing the meal in the kitchen, and I told my brother that the food was ready. He turned the TV on and left the room. We eat in the living room. While I was laying the table, I switched the channel to a news channel. He then came back and complained about the news and switched the channel back. I told him we should all watch something that we can all enjoy. He insisted that he came first. We were going to watch what he wanted to watch. I told him to switch it back. And at this point, you got to turn his TV off.
Turn his TV off.
Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. And then you got to tell him, pass the mustard. Cool. Okay.
It's a Kendrick Lamar.
Shout out. That was a Kendrick Lamar reference.
It's a Kendrick Lamar reference referring to his song, Turn It TV Off.
That was a one Kendrick Lamar K. Kung Fu Kenny reference. For those who may not have picked up on it, acquaint yourself with him. So, I told him to give me the remote control, and he did not. After demanding the remote control for the 10th time, he threw it away to the floor. I told him he cannot throw stuff in my house because it did not belong to him. And by the way, there's a lot of sass for a man not paying any rent.
Yeah, but he came first. He came first. He was the firstborn. He came before that, so he can do whatever he wants.
You should go ahead and leave first.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I told him he could not throw stuff in my house because it did not belong to him. Sounds familiar. I told him he was not doing anything in the house to help, but at least let us rest and enjoy our life while we can. For context, my boyfriend and I both study for our post-grads, have jobs, and work in the house. My brother got up and started yelling. He screamed that my job is easy, but his job is very difficult. He was working his patootie off, and we were just writing emails for the show. I told him I was not going to apologize for having a nice job, not easy per se, but it pays well. I worked hard for what I have, and then he belittles me and my achievements. Not going to lie, I did the same. I belittled his achievements. He then cursed at me, which is a taboo for me, by the way. My mother cursed at me for the simplest stupid thing, so it became a taboo for me, something I would never do to my own family. I find it very rude and unforgivable. We stopped talking after that. Next day, my mother called me and asked, what happened? And I refused to answer. She then told me it was my fault and told me to be polite to him because he was a guest in our house. Nuh-uh. No. Nuh-uh. He's an intruder at this point.
Yeah.
We made him uncomfortable. He was my brother, and I have to obey him. If there wasn't a lockdown, she would have come and placed his child into a better house. A 30-year-old man-child. Hypocrite? Yes, I know. It has been 3 months since we stopped talking. Wow. 2 weeks ago, I broke my ankle and started working from home again. Last Friday was a tough day for me. I had assignments lined up, Excel sheets I needed to work on, and this constant excruciating pain in my ankle. Late at night, my mother called me and asked me to listen to her about my brother. I told her I can listen, but that's it. Nothing she says can change what I think, and I refuse to make any comments on the fight we had with my brother. She then started to cry and told me my brother had to order takeout because there was no food in the house. Dude, I'm going to blow your mind, brother. Get ready. There's stores, right, where you go to buy groceries. It's called the grocery store. If there's no food, you take the money that you would spend on takeout, right? And you spend it on groceries.
Yup. Easy peasy, women, squeezy.
Yeah, sorry. No one taught you how that works. I then realized I was so busy working and trying to make it to the deadline that I forgot to eat. It was not important, of course. My brother had to order takeout. Unthinkable. Today I was laying down and watching TV. He stopped watching it after the fight. My brother came to me and said, as your brother, I came and am apologizing for cursing at you. I know I am right in the fight, so I expect you to apologize. Which is crazy because he's so wrong. I told him I did nothing wrong and was not going to apologize. He said that I was 100% in the wrong. When I refused, he told me I was sick in the head, that I was crazy and ill. He was saying things as if my mother was talking. He told me I had narcissistic personality disorder. I was selfish, spoiled, self-centered, and all the dirty things, as he claimed. He told me that he was done and I was no longer related to him. I asked my boyfriend what he thought. He told me my brother suffers from favoritism. I remember that 14-year-old girl now. How should I do what I did years ago? Or am I being manipulated into thinking I am mentally ill, as they claimed? I usually blame myself for everything. I went to 2 more therapists, one overseas and one here. After our talks, they told me I was not mentally ill. I don't know. Oh, no, sweetie, no, you're not. It was a lie. Your mom, it was a toxic narcissist who lied to you because she can't be made to be held accountable for her own actions. Oh, that's so sad. I thought we knew that from the very beginning. If someone tells you something for years, you start doubting yourself, of course. What if they're right? What if I'm right? What should I do? And there is an update.
Dang, you can't.
Hey, kick your brother out.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do. I'd say, hey, so you've made it very uncomfortable to live in my own home. So I'm gonna have to have you leave within the next 2 weeks.
You got to get out of here.
You can go live with mom,
Lickety split, you're.
but you can't stay here. I'll give you 2 weeks. 2 weeks is more than enough
Yeah.
for him to figure out another place to crash.
Oh yeah.
2 weeks is fine.
Please get out.
Here's the update. After reading your comments and discussing them with my boyfriend, I decided to call my mother and explain what really happened. So I called, tried to tell the story from my perspective.
I started off by saying I'm not her and her worldviews do not necessarily reflect mine, and she interrupted me 100 times, as she does. She did not even try to see things from my side. As we all guessed, she sided with my brother.
Oh,
it was a 1 hour call. Yeah, well, who would have thought? It was a 1 hour call, so I might skip certain things, but I remember her blaming me for leaving food in the refrigerator for my brother. Apparently, paying the bills, cleaning, doing the laundry, and cooking are not enough. I also have to call him to the table to make sure he eats. Her exact words were, "You are treating him as if he is a stray dog."
What?
No, you're actually telling her to treat him like a stray dog. Like he has no thumbs. Like he can't speak English. Like he's got no agency. Like he's helpless. That's what he's a 30-year-old man. It's crazy. I will let this sink in for you guys. Surprisingly, she did not know my brother doesn't pay for anything. That makes sense the way that she was talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is very convenient that my brother forgot to tell her this. She denied always siding with him, and I told her to give me one example when she sided with me. She could not. Well, of course, at the end of our call, I told her I am used to not having a mother in my life, but if she truly loves my brother, she should just stop spoiling him.
There we go.
He never had a girlfriend, yikes, doesn't have friends, oof, and is the most selfish person I've ever seen. Ding, ding, ding. And that's 3 check marks for all the boxes of not fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
Not cool to live with, not fun to be around.
How does this mom not know this is her fault? That's a whole nother thing. Nothing's ever her fault. I don't like being around people that think nothing is ever their fault.
I think that's a generational thing. It's something I've had to learn to navigate with my own parents. It's like it's very hard for I guess people from that generation to at least in my experience to like be told like, hey, you did X, so I felt like Y. Because then they're like, oh, so you're saying everything is my fault now? What? So I tried my best to raise you and now I suck? And it's like, no. And I think it's a byproduct of the way they were raised by their parents.
Oh, wow.
And then their parents were the way they were. It's a byproduct of the way they were raised, and so on and so forth. And right now we're getting this disparity between our generation, right, and our parents, because the way the world has fundamentally changed so much during the course of our life. Like more change has happened in the last 30-ish years than had happened in there were 2. Our parents got it. I'm sorry. Okay. I will coalesce the thought into this, right? So you've got like the splitting the atom, the atomic age, huge change, right? Nuclear energy, nuclear bombs, like all this stuff. The world is fundamentally different from the world their parents grew up in. Our world is fundamentally different from that world that our parents grew up in.
Yeah.
Which is why we think so differently from them. Because I can't think, like if my kid came to me, my hypothetical kid, and was like, hey, when you did this, it made me feel like that. I wouldn't go like, oh, so I'm a bad parent. I'd be like, oh, dang, so let's unpack that.
Yeah.
You know? But I feel like the defensive walls are so quick to go up for the older generations.
I see.
Chad,
what do you think about that comment?
Very roundabout way
what do you
of
think
making
about that comment?
Point. Sorry about that.
See what you think about your comments right now.
Yeah, let's see the opinions on my opinion. Let's go. Oof, goodness gracious, that was gross. So, continuing on, my brother expects everything to be served to him on a silver platter. She was shocked as if she never realized that my brother doesn't have. Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Wow, that one was bad.
You okay?
I think I'm girding.
Oh, no. The GERD.
It is. Oh, my God, it's that orange juice. It's from all the go-go juice that John drank. He gave himself GERD. Oh, God. Okay. Stay down, boys. Stay down. Stay down. Dang it. All right, here we go. Whew, okay. She was shocked, as if she never realized that my brother doesn't have anyone besides us. I told her to think about what I told her and call me back in 2 hours if she agrees with me. She did not call, to my surprise, and told me...
She did call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. That was a good catch. She did call, to my surprise, and told me that I'm a very compassionate and good-hearted girl. This could be the very first time that she's ever said anything nice to me. I thanked her and asked for a favor, but she would have to accept it beforehand. She agreed, and I told her to stay out of our arguments with my brother. He always thinks he's in the right because she sides with him unconditionally, which makes it a 2v1 against me every time. We will now see if she keeps her promise. Later that night, I walked into my brother's room and told him I was hurt, not because he threw the TV remote or didn't follow my rules, but because I don't deserve to be called names in my own house at the age of 28. He apologized for swearing and screaming and agreed not to do that anymore. I told him I am not the sole decision maker in our house, and I have to respect my boyfriend's wishes as well. Since he's been a burden for us emotionally, financially, and physically, we both appreciated if he could find his own place as soon as possible. I told him even though he punted me out, I would never do that to him, which is a classy move. Boyfriend told him he can stay with us until he finds his own place. He is still with us. He tries to help around the house, and yesterday he asked if he could watch TV. LOL. Boyfriend knows he's a keeper now. Thank you all for your kind words, and I apologize if I offended anyone in any way.
There's another update. Dude, this goes straight downhill.
Another update, huh?
This goes downhill. I know it for a fact.
Oh, what do you think's going on?
Dude, he turns, he becomes a worse person, and all the things he has said and done are now down the toilet.
Oh, so it's like the snapback. It's like he was like, yeah, I'll change, and then he changed for a little bit, and then he was bending his, and then he's gonna let go, and it's gonna fling, it's gonna snap back.
Yeah,
and he's gonna be 10 times worse than he was before.
Oh, absolutely.
Whew, that's a hot take. Let's see if it turns out. Okay, after writing my update, I asked my brother if he intends to follow our plan for him to move out by the end of August. He raised his eyebrows and kept quiet. Oh, cringe. He really hit him with the...
Yeah.
You were serious about that?
Oh, no.
Like, come on, dude. I told him we had an agreement. We showed respect and patience, but he did not change one bit. He got offended and left the room. He said, there's a right time for everything. He already has a job that he has been working for 3 years, but he applied for another job and he is currently waiting for a response. I didn't even know he applied for a new job until recently. He's reluctant to move out before he gets an answer, so he wants to wait and see. What? I totally understand why he does I totally understand why he does what he does, but 5 minutes later, my mom called me and told me we punted him out.
Every time the brother doesn't get anything he wants, he goes crying to his mom.
Dude,
this is insane.
Calling your mom to fight your battles at 30?
Crazy.
Maybe not crazy in like, I don't know, like you need to fight an insurance company. Like I'd call my mom for that. I'm basically 30. If I needed to fight an insurance company, I'm calling my mom.
Yeah, but not like, I don't know.
But
you get in a disagreement with someone. Like if
not just someone, your sister.
Yeah.
Your sister.
Like if I got into if I got an argument with Sophia and I said, Mom, could you please talk to her? Or I go to Sophia's mom and say, Mom, hey, can you just talk to her?
Yeah, dude. Imagine
like,
you and like Tate like get in an argument and then you call your mom and you're like, Tate did this, Tate said that, Tate, and he did this and that and this, and now, and
yeah,
that's so whack.
Weird.
That is. Yeah, this mom, and you know, probably tried her best. You ended up failing your kid accidentally. You spoiled him. You turned him into a stinky, rotten, festering piece of produce here. Oh, God. I cannot understand how in the whole wide world I ended up being the bad guy who punted her brother out. Brother. Oh, yeah, my brother. I told her repeatedly that I did not do that. She did not listen, though, as always. I told her again that my brother does not pay for or do anything. My bonuses were cut because of my ankle. The project my boyfriend was working on got suspended for 4 months. Moreover, boyfriend is about to finish his thesis, so he is very stressed out. We are having financial difficulties, and I'm spending my emergency fund. My brother knows this and still did not even offer to pay for anything. He even told me he saved up $30,000 since he moved in with us.
Whoa.
It's like, dude, you have a job.
Dude, that
This
happened.
is insanity.
That happened to me once. I was splitting the bill with someone on something, and they told me they bought like 3 new pairs of shoes, and I was like, all right, you're now going to have to help me out with this bill. And they got upset because they're like, oh, but I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I'm like, don't tell me that. You know, like, that's just a slap in your face.
It is. It's a slap in the face. It actually reminds me, I have an uncomfortable conversation I have to have with somebody.
Oh, no. Someone I
But
know?
yeah, it is. Trying to talk about money is always uncomfortable.
Is it someone I know?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Huh? No, it's not. No, it's
No. I know it's not. I know it's
This is
not
from
that
the
person.
past.
Oh, okay.
This is from, and I
know exactly
I have
who
to
you're talking
finally be
about.
like, buddy, I got to talk to you about this. But yeah, brother needs to give you a fair rent rate at this point.
Yeah.
After saving all that money and being like, oh, you actually want me to move out? It's like, dude, you owe us money now at this point. This is not me helping you out. This is you basically strong-armed yourself into being our third roommate. Like, come on.
Insanity.
$30K. And then bragging that you saved money to these people is the most insane thing
Diabolical.
I can possibly think of. So I just had to say that. 'Cause it's crazy. It's staring at me in the face. I don't want his money. Fine, I'll take it. I don't need his money. But it would be nice if he offered. True. Mother told me she's going to tell him to pay rent. I told her to stay out of our arguments like we agreed, but she believes that she should meddle in our lives as if we are children. But, I mean, you are her children, even if you are adults. So that's fair. I understand she tries to help, but at the end of the day, she just makes everything worse. I feel like she doesn't care about solving the problem, but she wants to find the guilty kid, and spoiler alert, it's always me. Next day, we came home and saw my brother cooking. Brother works from home. Okay. He cooked for us for the following days and told me that he could cover rent and utilities. I kindly declined his offer, which is too much of a sweetie pie move. You should be taking that.
No, take that. Take that. You admittedly said you were going through financial difficulties. Come on.
Swallow the pride. Take the rent. Take it. You deserve it. He's your roommate. I did not tell him this, but I know for a fact that if I accept his money, my mother and brother will remind me of this for the rest of my life. They have this urge to remind you of every little thing that they do for you, but that's not them doing anything for you. That's them paying rent.
Yeah.
That's him paying rent. If he tries to hold it over your head, I gave you that money. It's like, you paid rent.
But he's paying his sister's rent.
Yeah.
Not his
Next.
That's how their minds work. They didn't pay for his rent. He paid for his sister's rent.
No, you paid me the rent that you owed me for living in my home.
But they don't think...
For lying
not gonna
to
think
me
that way.
and living
He's not
here.
going to think that way.
Right, but that's what you just say. You say that back. If they go, duh,
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing
tell
with
me
you.
that is. Yeah, I come here. Hey, lean it. It has to come into camera. I'm glad we both did the bad one.
Yep.
Me and Riley like giving bad handshakes.
We do.
So, oh, hey, by the way, speaking of good handshakes, I'll give you the best handshake of your life. If you listen to full episodes with stories like this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast from, all you got to do is search that right there. OK Storytime. Search that up, and you've got 48 straight days worth of stories to peruse through at your leisure. We do have a little bit of story left. Clearly,
yeah, these people are crazy. Make him move out. Say, hey, I will not accept your rent, but you can move out now.
maybe get to the root of what's going on with your brother.
I don't know. I don't think that's
Because
worth your
clearly
time.
the mom is whack. The mom is perpetuating, and the mom has enabled his negative behavior.
I think get him out as soon as possible.
Of course, you still need to get him out.
You need to be like, here's the point that you're getting out. But I feel like if you want to salvage any relationship with him, the way to do it is to like be like, so what's going on?
I see where you're coming from. I disagree with that. I think get him out, let him deal with it on his own, and then he can come to you and apologize. Right now, he needs to grow up. He
does need a wake-up call for sure.
Yeah.
He needs an absolute wake-up call. And being evicted might be that.
I have a friend
regardless of conversation, you're kicking him out.
Yeah. I have a friend who moved out for the first time with like a sibling of theirs and like did a lot for that sibling. And then like that sibling like just kind of like kept getting into the other bad habits, and they kept coming to me like, oh my gosh, like this happens, keep happening. And I'm like, dude, you're like allowing them still to be like a family of yours. They need to move out and do it on their own.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just sort of
after you move out from home, it really starts. It does put that whole like you're under my roof line. It puts that into perspective.
Yeah, it really does.
It's like, dang, when I live somewhere, it's like, yeah, I really don't want anyone telling me how to go about my stuff.
Whenever I have a kid,
it's where I live.
I can't wait to have a kid because, like, if they don't clean their room, I'm going to be like, all right, if you don't want to clean your room, it's going to cost X amount a month because this house costs X amount, so your room costs X. So if you want to not clean your room, it's going to cost this. But you can't keep it dirty because if I have to call mold people to clean that, you're going to have to pay for that.
You're like. And you're like, I don't want to have to call the mold man ever again.
Yeah, I will never call the mold man. If I have to call the bug man, you're gonna have to pay for that.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I like that. It teaches personal accountability very early.
And then if they do, I know people are like, invest that money. I'll probably invest it in their college fund or whatever.
Yeah, come on.
But like, they're gonna have to, do that. And if they're like tired of it, I'm like, well, you signed a 3-month agreement, so you're gonna have to live up to that. And then after that 3 months, they'll be like, all right, I'm gonna clean my room now.
If they can't pay rent, you'd be like, hey, look, go ahead and look in the backyard. You just have a little tent set up out there.
Yeah, yeah.
You go, I'm nice enough to provide you with your next living space.
Yeah. This is going to cost you X amount of money.
You will never find a landlord that hooks you up with your next spot.
Yeah, never.
So go ahead and enjoy the backyard.
Goodbye. Good night. I probably will.
Dude, I bet you will teach your kid morals the correct way.
I'm excited.
I feel like that's a good way to do it. Especially, like, you don't just like take the money. It's like you clearly keep that for a purpose for them.
I saw some effed up thing on Caleb Heimer where the kids invest in the parents.
Yeah, no, that's whack.
That is super whack.
There's a lot of whack. There's some whack situations on that show for sure.
Yeah. I'm excited to have a kid. I think sometimes.
Dude, isn't it cool how we live in the future, bro? This is like, we're in the future. Really Traditional media is dead. Like we are the next.
Whoa.
This is.
We have to finish the story. I'm getting so much anxiety.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay,
I'm sorry. I just realized I need to clean my room. And I have to
unpack and repack. So here we go. We're going to finish the story. A couple of days ago, my brother and I got into one of our silly arguments. He again started yelling and screaming, which is insane. I just kept quiet and watched him. I tried to understand why he was so angry. I asked him, why are you yelling at me as if I am your enemy? He stopped and started crying. He told me that he thinks he's misunderstood and it frustrates him. At that moment, my heart ached and I hugged him. He cried on my shoulder and kissed me on the cheek, and we ended the argument with smiles. Yesterday, he took me out shopping and we shared a dinner, just the two of us. I know many of you are disappointed with me. I am one of those people who believes others mistreating us might be a cry for help. I am trying to be a good sister. Thank you. P.S. 5 minutes after writing this update, boyfriend asked for a date again, and he got offended and did not respond. I keep asking him every day to see if he ever gives me an answer. Boyfriend said he doesn't have the patience and will be staying with his friend until my brother moves out. No. Now I find myself pressuring him to move out, and it sickens me. I do not want to punt him out and turn it into him. What do I do? Dude, no. You have to set a boundary. You have to set a boundary with your brother. I liked where you were going, where it's like, why are you talking to me this way? Like, I'm providing you a place to live. Why are you talking to me like I am your enemy?
He needs to go to therapy so bad.
He does. He needs to figure it out. He needs to unpack his baggage. But you cannot let this guy, who's your brother, like,
treat you like this,
steamroll your life. Like, he's not just affecting your finances. He's affecting your relationship with your boyfriend. He's affecting your relationship with your mother. Like, he's affecting your mental, like, well-being, like, in your own house. He needs to go. He's 30. He has money saved up.
He is in no way gonna like if he leaves your place and cannot find another situation, it's 100% on him.
Yeah, natural selection should come into play
He's
at that point.
$30K saved up.
He can definitely find
That
himself
is
a place.
plenty to find even just an in-between spot.
Yeah.
You could find something tomorrow. So don't feel bad. Give him a hard boundary. Give him a couple weeks and be like, you're gone. And if you're not gone, then we're going to have to get the authorities involved, okay?
Exactly.
But that
guys, that's it.
That is the end of this.
And sorry, we have to go. We have to pack. We have to get ready for a big trip.
I packed wrong. I packed a suitcase that was too big.
Yeah.
And I have to pack
And
I have to put it into
pack.
a smaller one.
And we leave in like 3 hours.
Oh my God.
Anyways, guys, we freaking love you. We're going to be back soon.
Yeah.
We will be back.
We will. But right now we're leaving.
We're leaving right now.
And we love you all.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.